Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm loosely, ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wonder why? Come and vibe with the blue. I'm 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this bad at board games. Whole world clueless, selling they soul for roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, leg guy propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge to tell her? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver out. Dream
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie in the building, Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter's Presents in the building. What's good, people? This is episode 131 of the Blerd Cave. We are here, and yeah, that's what I got. Carter, how you doing, pimp?
I am good, sir. I am good. Lost my train of thought. I do not have a good intro joke this morning. It's 10 in the morning over here. Okay, leave me alone. I didn't realize we were both wearing wrestling shirts.
We are actually. I'm wearing the Inner Circle, OG. You're wearing the Distinguished Competition.
I'm thinking about like getting somebody to make me a shirt, but this shit says head of the council.
The count, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you ain't shit. Well, I can tell you guys right now, we got a pretty good show prepared for you guys today. We are going to be talking about some stuff, some things, and those stuffs and things will be the Morbius trailer that just recently came out, as well as the Book of Boba Fett trailer that came out. We'll also talk a little bit about the shenanigans going on with Image Comics and the comic book union. Yeah,
Image is fucking up right
dude.
now.
Image fucking a bag.
They better bring it way back. You're gonna have to bring that one back.
I'm gonna need you to moonwalk, brother. I'm gonna need you to moonwalk. Y'all out here bullshit.
Todd, you let them toys get to your head now.
Look,
Put the motherfucking action figures down, dog.
Look, you've been making them Hellraiser figures. You got it twisted. Yeah, look. You know what? And it's funny that shit came to because he sure as fuck just recently came out. Was like, yeah, man. We got some huge news coming out about Spawn, and it's like the next thing you know, is Image like, yeah, man, we ain't got money for this comic book and shit. We only got money for Spawn. They gonna turn into DC Comics. The only thing Image acknowledges is Spawn. But no, we got that. What else we got? We also got that. You know what? The announcement of a new Marvel game, as well as 2 or 3 days later, a subsequent potential leak of what that game might be. And, of course,
a delay of a game that you are just fucking clamoring to fucking play.
Yeah, actually, yeah. We got dude, it's you know, and then we'll even talk about Marvel's Avengers because I know Crystal Dynamics just got put on blast very recently. On social media and whatnot. But we're going to talk about all that. Plus, we've also got the Eternals, or actually it's just Eternals. They dropped the from the title. Like so the comics, it's the Eternals. The movie is just Eternals. That's it. Because there's lots of them. It's not just the. But no, we're going to talk about that and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm so glad you all are here and being awesome. And I hope you guys have been taking your medication, unclenching your jaw, drinking your water, staying happy, safe, all that good stuff. Not getting fired by John Laurinaitis. That might be too deep a cut for people. I don't know.
People power.
Actually, I got a quick question. Carter, do you watch AEW Rampage any at all?
All of I said it before we started the show. Anything wrestling related, I have only been able to keep up with in random fucking YouTube clips when I boot up YouTube. Okay. If I don't see it on the main page of YouTube because it's trending, I don't know what the fuck is going on with wrestling.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, no, there's a wrestler in AEW named Max Caster.
I know him. He's the one that made the rape joke. He's the shitty rapper.
Yeah, he made the shitty rape joke. Yes, that guy.
Yeah. He's the terrible rapper.
But very recently, because it was yesterday, He did a. Love how I do
That
this.
was ugly as hell. That was ugly. That was ugly.
I'm just gonna send it to you because it's easier for me just to send it to you. I'm not gonna play it because I'm not trying to get sued. But no, Max Caster did a thing where he was supposed to be going up against Brian Danielson rather.
Ooh, that's actually a dope line. That's a
Yeah.
That's a dope line.
That dude, he laid it. He laid it to Brian Danielson's ass. But anyway, but yeah, I love that shit. Even though Max Caster's kind of like just an okay wrestler, or like he kind of reminds me of what John Cena used to be back in the day when he was the doctor of thugonomics. But anyway, let's go ahead and just first off, because we got super chats. We got super chats in the building. But before I address those super chats, I just want to point out something, and I feel like it's very important we do this because I just feel like we need to recognize people. And you got to give people their flowers while they're here, which is why I'm going to say that I'm glad that Wilbert Robinson is in this motherfucker.
I'm thinking somebody that fucking passed, you jerk.
Goddamn Dark Knight in the building. We got R. Jack Fellhand. I got Yoli Spinner. I see SFC Cape Killer in this motherfucker. I see Hugh Ratcliffe Jr. up in this son bitch. I see the Wild Child up in here. And I ain't talking about that motherfucker from Alpha Flight. I'm seeing Hiryu no Shi in the goddamn building. I see Mailman. I see Rob Taylor. I see B Black in the building. We got Mario Freeman. X-Triv in this motherfucker. We got Aaron Jones. I see Vampire Hunter Greg. That is, if y'all know that's the play cousin of Vampire Hunter D. Don't fuck with him. We also got Bot Boy Versus in this bitch. I see the Urban Prince, a strong style in this motherfucker. Ricky Domo. I see Grim Bread. We got the COBY in this motherfucker. Maurice E. in this bitch. I see Quadri up in here. We got Jesse Smith. Who is this? Oh, wait a minute. Is that B-Ball training up in here? I see him up in here. We got Jarrell Boza. We got, who is over there? Ed Boy in the cut. Yeah. Let's see. Also, I see my homie in here. Tubes the One. We got, who is this? We got Kayla Wade up in here. Dude, we got everybody. We got Gokhan Shuri's baby's father in this bitch. As usual, we also got, to show respect, because the Kang is in the building as well. We got the Emperor in here. T'Challa of Wakanda up in this motherfucker. We got RP Jesus in this bitch. Got the homie Bill 930505 up in here. And we got Mrs. Jackson show up in here. Man, dude, we just got the whole fam. But I feel like most of the family's here. Feels good. It feels good. Feels really good. Anyways, let's talk about
super chats.
Yes, these super chats. Thank you, because I totally lost my train of thought as you did earlier. We also got Drell Boza in here with the. Oh wait, is it not? Oh man.
What happened?
Let me see.
Is it gone?
Oh no, hold on. I gotta fix it. It's this. Apparently, I didn't change. Here, I gotta change something real quick because the chat overlay is not set up for whatever reason.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can fix it real quick.
Ooh.
And let's see if this did it. Let's see. There it is. I don't know why it didn't do it. Anyway, it was literally, I pasted the same link that I just copied. And when I put it there, nothing changed. So, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, Drill Buzz with a $2 super chat says, Carter looking like a NWO member. All right. As long as he don't look like Vincent.
I always hated when he did this and not just like this or something.
Oh, yeah. I don't.
That's an ugly ass L. If you see somebody do a who does, that's an ugly ass L. But we ain't talking about it. Thanks for the 2.
Let's see. We also got Abraham Johnson with the $5 super chat says, did you gentlemen get to check out The Harder They Fall? Carter did. I have still yet to see it.
I did. That is, I'm really surprised because of how many things I've said about this particular gentleman on this show, but Lakeith Stanfield was my favorite character in that entire fucking movie. I really like Cherokee Bill. Cherokee Bill's dope.
Wait, so are you telling me that all his walking around L.A. with the cowboy hats and shit, like all of this was in preparation?
I keep forgetting I told you about it when I saw him at that nightclub. That was funny.
Like he was this was the role he was preparing for, is what you're telling me. Okay.
He was. There were there was some good acting and there were some good characters all around in that movie.
Mm.
But look, he's saying for every time he was on the screen, I was surprised. Okay. I was surprised.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah. I was actually playing it for people who pay attention because I didn't announce nothing. I just want to see who's up, basically. I actually played the movie in the fucking Discord.
Oh, there you go. See, watch parties, man. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We got B-Bowl Train with the $4.99. Says, hope your break was good this week. Been feeling stressed as hell myself with work. Hey, dude, this is what I tell people all the time, man. Sometimes you gotta take a knee. Sometimes you gotta take a knee. Like, honestly, I woke up Wednesday morning not feeling my best, not feeling my brightest, and I looked, I saw what all had come out, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a personal day.
Yeah.
Every day for me technically is a personal day, but I mean still.
Ain't mad at you.
But I hope everything is getting better for you. Like I said, man, just keep your head up, and man, just whenever you can, take that knee. Take that knee. Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it just for your own up here. We got another Drill Bose with the $5 says, Ernie and Carter, are either of you going to watch the Interview with the Vampire / Vampire Chronicles TV series is coming to AMC next year? Yes, I'm actually planning on it. I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but
I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah. Okay, so they've been trying to reboot the Vampire Chronicles for a long time, and it's been in development hell. It's gone from being a movie reboot to being a TV show reboot. I think it doubled back to being a movie reboot, and then now it's officially a TV show. But I don't know what was holding it up. Some people say it was Anne Rice. Some people say it was studios. I'm going to read between the lines and say it was probably both of them. But yes, when I was growing up, I was a huge fan of the Vampire Chronicles. I actually had most of the books that were out when I was that were out at the time. When the Interview with the Vampire movie came out, I actually went back, read Interview with the Vampire Lestat, Vampire Armand, all that shit.
So you went and saw you went and saw Queen of the Damned in theaters. You went and saw Dracula 2000 in theaters.
I did see Dracula 2000, but I did not enjoy either of those because Dracula 2000, it's just a dumb movie. It has nothing to do with Vampire Chronicles. But Queen of the Damned is just fucking awful.
Hey, man, you can't say that. Aaliyah's in it, man. She was doing the Enchantress before the Suicide Squad movie.
I think that's what Cara Delevingne was trying to emulate on Suicide Squad, because she was doing which honestly they did it better in Eternals. But anyway, but no, loved it. The books, and I'm very curious to see. Okay, so I don't know if you know this, Carter. So you know the whole thing, like Lestat being a rock star. That actually was from the books.
Okay.
But because of the time that the books were written, because it was in the early to mid 90s, I believe, or late 80s into the 90s.
Yeah.
He wasn't it wasn't like Korn or Static X. He wasn't like a hard rock star. It was supposed to be like Guns N' Roses or something like that.
I was going to say what, Asking Alexandria?
Lord,
is it supposed to be Devil Wears Prada? Was it supposed to be A Day to Remember?
If it was written now, probably. What was it? I like A Day to Remember though.
Was it supposed to be 303?
Oh my god.
Was it supposed to be Coheed and Cambria?
Hey, Coheed and Cambria is good. Have you ever? I don't know if I've shared this before, but I've actually seen Coheed and Cambria live twice. And both times have been by accident. Not saying I didn't want to see them. I just didn't know that they were going to be there. And dude, there is something to be said about watching someone play a heavy metal guitar solo on their guitar with their teeth. Just saying. Anyway, we got Eric Morgan with the $10 super chat saying this is the first week in a long time that no X-Men related titles were released, and I feel a little dead inside. Hurry up, let Victor Creed escape the hole. He got Girl Scout cookies to sell. Well, actually, here's the fucked up part. There was an X-Men book that came out. I just didn't read it.
What came out? Because the only thing, as far as I remember, it was all those fucking Infinity books.
It was X-Men Legends. It was an issue that focused on
it just
Wolverine
got ignored.
and Omega
Red. Yeah.
It was supposed to be basically the way they worded it, they tried to imply like it wasn't necessarily the first time they'd ever met, but it wasn't necessarily, but it takes place before many of their other encounters. Like, it's supposed to be like a canonical, like, earliest encounter, supposedly, or whatever. I was kind of half in, half out. And we got Gokhan Shuri, baby's father, with the $5 super chat says, y'all pray for Will Smith's mental health. Someone need to flip that red table over for real. Okay, Lord, dude, hold on. Because I feel like Will out here suffering.
I don't think he cares. He's promoting that Venus and Serena movie that's about to come out. He is promoting his memoirs.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's about to do stand-up. I think he's always known that he's come. I don't know. I'm be quiet. It's
see, that's why you gotta be careful, man. Because man, you can't be going on TV and telling all your business.
Yeah.
You can't be going on TV telling all your open business, man. But like I said, it's just one thing. I would tell my business. I mean, I do tell my business, but I wouldn't tell it like that. Not like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the.
Wasn't she talking to Gwyneth Paltrow when she was saying this?
Wasn't
she talking to Gwyneth Paltrow when she was saying all this?
What do you mean?
When she was saying everything about her and Will. I think that's who she was talking to on the Red Table Talk.
I probably maybe. I know recently he just talked to Oprah Winfrey.
I know he did. I was also talking about Jada.
With
I'm like,
Jada.
You can't be telling you can't be telling Pepper Potts all your business like that.
Look, like in front of company. In front of company.
She was selling coochie scented candles. You can't be telling no white woman some shit like that.
Lord. See, this is why I'm done with it. Okay, so let's talk about Eternals. So I went to go see Eternals on Thursday. And I'm not gonna stand on ceremony. I fucking loved it. I thought it was great. Now this is a Chloe Zhao production. One of the biggest things I think people talked about, because I think even we said this when when the trailers originally came out, we talked about how, oh yeah, man, this is the movie that Marvel's going for the Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's an Oscar-worthy film in terms of acting. I think it is, because, I mean, there are some really good performances, especially, surprise, surprise, Richard Madden, one of the guys who was, like, one of the Stark boys, Robb Stark from Game of Thrones, turned in a good performance. Surprise, surprise. Angelina Jolie, surprise, surprise, she turned in a good performance.
That's what I was going to ask you. Who do you think stole the show?
Okay.
If you ain't got your beard anymore, you can't make faces like that when you ain't got your beard, dog. They've been bringing that shit up in the chat since we started. Like, what happened to that boy's beard?
Okay, I had to let it go.
Slick right now.
I had to let it go. And I'll say this real quick, and then it'll just have to y'all just have to accept it. I don't know if any of y'all been following me on Twitter and know that I have revealed to the world that I have sleep apnea. I've talked about it, not a lot, but a little bit on Twitter. And I have recently started using a CPAP machine to help me sleep at night. Here is the thing about CPAP machines. They don't seal on your face well if you have face fur. So I have two different masks. One that's like the nose pillow that just lays against your nose and shoots air up your nose. And I have another one that just literally sits over my nose, but not my mouth. I had to let it go, and then when I shaved everything, it was like, I don't know, it started getting scraggly, and I got tired of it, and it was really just, I decided, you know what, fuck it, we'll start over. Uh, but which is funny because it's supposed to be No Shave November, and I went ahead and just decided to shave. Actually, I did this on Halloween, so it was literally right before November. So,
You only got to worry about mine. It took too long to grow it. It ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going man.
Nowhere.
But no, here's one I'll say. Getting back to who stole the show. Everybody in the movie did a very, very good job. I didn't feel like anyone was wasted. Though I will actually no, I will take the back. I'm gonna save it for spoilers. I'm gonna save this part. So I want y'all to understand something. We're not talking about spoilers just yet. I'm gonna talk about the movie, give you my opinions on it, and talk about a few things that are kind of vague, and then I'll get into spoilers like we normally do. But yeah, dude, everybody was so good. Leah McHugh, who played Sprite, did a fucking fantastic job. I thought she did a fantastic job. Brian Tyree Henry was like lights out. Ma Dong-suk, Don Lee, the guy who plays Gilgamesh, fantastic. Guy was great. Heck, even the guy who played the manservant to Kingo was Harish Patel. That dude was... Everybody was good. Chloe Zhao pulled good performances out of so many people. And not to say that she had to drag it out of them, but I mean, she just... These characters, all of them came off as very believable. Kumail Nanjiani. I will say this. Kumail Nanjiani, Brian Tyree Henry, those are your funny business characters. Those are the funny business characters. So when you go to this movie, you see this movie, you're going to see these characters. You're going to be like, oh, okay, these are the funny motherfuckers. So like Brian Tyree Henry, who's playing Phastos, that dude is the dry humor. And he does it. Which, it's kind of funny because you consider the fact that you've never seen Brian Tyree Henry on anything else, but specifically Atlanta. Brian Tyree Henry, he's the guy, he's usually the funny business. He's not the funny business guy, but he's the guy who's like, he's a dry humor. He's the guy who like reacts. He reacts to shit. And that's kind of what he does in this movie, but he does it in a way more dry way. His response isn't so much paperboy. It's just like a, he's annoyed. Like a lot of his responses are annoyed responses. And it's funny because of how they come off. But he's hilarious. Kumail Nanjiani is awesome because he's the openly funny person. He's the guy who's constantly cracking jokes at
Of course he is.
Yeah, he's cracking jokes at the other Eternals' expense. He's the one who's always like and this isn't really a spoiler for the movie because this is actually in the trailers. He's the one person who's actually kind of open about what he is. Like, he's the one Eternal's kind of like, yeah, that's not a big deal. He actually, like, and I want to say this too, I feel like he also got the, they did a good service by him because if you saw my video, if any of y'all saw my video talking about Kingo, one of the things I talked about how, like, he's such an underused character in the Eternals comics. They've only just recently started, like, making, stuff for him to do to make him a more interesting character. And they actually did it here in this movie. They did a really good job. Gilgamesh, I thought once again, Ma Dong-suk thought he did a fantastic job. They did a really good job of making his character. He also was kind of like the funny one, but like he was funny in the way that Wong is funny in like Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi. Like, he's the guy who's like, he'll just like, somebody will be talking about something and he'll kind of just have a funny quip that'll come back. And that's the thing there. Lauren Ridloff as Makari was fantastic because she didn't play that character the way I thought she was going to play that character. It was very, I don't know, the performance was, and I don't know, it may just be because she used sign language and there's subtitles, so maybe my brain was tricked into thinking I saw higher art. I don't know. But I felt, even without reading the subtitles, I felt she did a really good job of conveying everything she was saying, regardless of whether you understand sign language or regardless of whether or not you were reading subtitles. I felt like Chloe Zhao really did a good job making sure that this character, the performance was in such a way that there was no barrier. There was no barrier. You didn't have to feel like, oh man, I'm gonna have to read, or I'm gonna have to try and figure out what it is she's saying. Like, no, it was everything was eloquently laid out. Angelina Jolie was just fantastic. I mean, Angelina Jolie is always fantastic. And even when Angelina Jolie is in a bad movie or a subpar movie, she's still one of the better parts of it. And she did a really good job. She actually, I don't want to say too much more about her performance because that gets into spoilers. Salma Hayek, I can't really say enough about hers because that once again gets into spoilers. But her performance is. It's basically what I kind of expected it to be. She's the kind of like the mother hen character of the group. Yeah, she's the one that basically kind of helps bring the group together. She keeps them grounded. She's the one that basically is like, hey, maybe you should do this instead, or you kind of fucking up. Or hey, why don't you go over here? Because maybe this is where your talents are best used. She's one, and she looks out for the group. But there's some other stuff going on there. Let's see, who have I not brought? Barry Keoghan, who plays Druid, didn't go the way I thought it was going to go with this character. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. That's all I'm going to say on that. Let's see, who else can I bring up without getting into spoilers? Kit Harington.
Mm-hmm.
He was the character I knew he was going to be. He's playing Dane Whitman, a.k.a., if you are familiar with the comics, the Black Knight. And
I thought that was Martin Lawrence. Yeah. Ain't I just the worst?
Anyway, you know what? I'm done with you. But no. Kit Harington, I thought he did a fantastic job. He's not in the movie a whole lot. I'll just go ahead and say that. That's the only thing I will say. But they definitely are setting up something for down the road with this character. And another actor, and this is the one I didn't think was actually going to be in the movie. This is an actor I didn't even consider. But a lot of the rumors, and even some of the stuff that I found, all pointed towards the character of Crow, who is in the movie, being played by Dan Stevens. It was actually Bill Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård was just kind of there. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. The movie, for those that don't know what this movie is about or what it, I'm not going to, without spoiling it, basically what's going on in this movie is they've kind of modified some things from the comics as far as the overall premise. The Eternals, basically, they were, of course, created by the Celestials. I will say this, if you are any bit sensitive when it comes to religion, this movie does not give a fuck about your Christian values or how much you like to thump the good book. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You go start this movie, and the first thing you're going to see is in the beginning. And they basically tell you, yeah, all that shit y'all learned in church, shit ain't true. Get that shit the fuck out of here. Celestials made all this shit.
I know one thing I was saying that this was probably one of the darkest movies that Marvel has done.
It actually is. This is a very dark film. It's a very dark film. And without going too deep into that darkness just yet, basically what's going on is that the Celestials, of course, they have made the Eternals. They created them and basically want them to protect the Earth from deviants. And it's basically what the trailer said on the tin. But the truth is that as the Eternals are trying to protect the Earth from the deviants, what's going on is that they've kind of gotten to the point where they feel like, oh, the deviants are gone. But then something happens, and it's all a result of what happened in Avengers Endgame. See, I keep telling y'all, Tony Stark, greatest villain in the history of the MCU, because whenever this motherfucker's always out here creating shit to fuck up the MCU. And even when he saves that motherfucker, he fucks it up again, because we learn that in this, that there's this thing called the Emergence. And apparently, when Tony Stark snapped them little fingers, them little iron fingers of his, and snapped Thanos and all the bad guys out of existence and brought back everybody, it created a surge of energy that basically allowed the Emergence to happen. Now, what is the Emergence? I'm not going to talk about that just yet because that gets into spoilers. But, yeah, that is basically the premise of the movie. And basically, the gang is having to get back together because deviants are now just suddenly popping up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, deviants that it's really weird. They kind of take a little bit of a spin on this, but the deviants, and once again, this isn't so much a spoiler, but basically, they kind of make it sound as though the deviants they're seeing are unlike anything they've ever seen before in all the thousands of years that they've been on Earth. They've never seen anything like this. Okay, so that said, getting into it as far as like cinematography,
Yeah.
perfect. It's perfect cinematography. If this movie does not win an award for cinematography, I'm going to be incredibly surprised. A lot of the sets that you see are real. They're actual places. They're not just, shit that they slap together in a CG on a green screen.
Oh no, man. We still got Matrix supposed to be coming out next month.
Oh Lord. Anyway. Point of the matter is that a lot of the vistas, the places that you see, they're real places. If there's any one complaint I have with the movie, and it's a complaint I've seen echoed by some other critics out there in the world. I don't really consider myself a critic, but just saying, just critics out there, is that because this movie takes place with characters that have been around for a long time, the movie does jump back and forth. It jumps back and forth a lot between the past and the present. Now, I've heard some people say that they should have just shot the movie had the movie lay out chronologically. That shit would not have worked. It would not have worked at all. I think it would have made a worse movie. I'm glad they did it the way they did it. I just wish it would have been a little bit tighter. That's my only complaint. The movie is about 2 hours and 37 minutes. And I didn't feel those 2 hours and 37 minutes. At least not for me. There is a part where the movie does kind of stumbles a little bit. But it's because they have to make a reveal, and to do that reveal, you kind of have to stop the movie a little bit. What else is there? I will also say that the villain in this movie is kind of like I said when I was making my videos, like breaking down all the Eternals. I had a sneaky suspicion the villain was not going to be who we thought it was. It's not going to be who they've been advertising. That is actually true, which means that the guy who you've been seeing, who's kind of like depicted as a villain, is kind of underused. I kind of wish that maybe they would have saved that villain, but you kind of had to have an antagonist because there's a bait and switch. So it is what it is. It's one of those things that honestly, it's a scenario where I'm not saying what they did was bad, but I feel like they had the unenviable task of having to do it. Like, it's something that I don't think could have been done much better if they tried, or maybe it could have, but it's one of those things that, with the benefit of hindsight, it's real easy to say, yeah, you could have done this, but who's to say? I still enjoyed the movie a lot. I think, when I got out of the movie, my wife asked me the question, is this in my top 5 MCU films? It is not, but it's close. It's very close. I don't know. I'm gonna go see it again this weekend, or maybe Monday, when I can take my wife to go see it when she's like, not tired or whatever, or not trying to sleep. But I definitely feel like it's close though. Like, I don't know. I'm like, it's really difficult to lay out a top 5 for the MCU, at least for me, because there's a lot of movies in that I like. Captain America, Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame. Those kind of make it tough to push certain things up. I would say, like, if it's not top 5, it's at least if it was like, it's like right there. It's like right there at the cusp of being there. Like I said, the movie didn't waste any of my time. It was fun. It had laughs, but it also had some fucked up ass shit. If you're a fan of the Eternals comics, if you've actually read the Eternals comics, there's tons of little things you will recognize from that comic, or from those comics, and you'll be like, damn, they actually went there. They actually went there with this. They teased some stuff from the Neil Gaiman run. They teased some stuff from the Charlie and Daniel Knopf run. They teased some stuff from the Kieran Gillen run. There's scenes and shots, without even saying a whole lot. I don't know if many of y'all even remember this. Let me see if I can actually find it. I think I have the picture I have the picture around here somewhere. Because, doing so many Eternals videos, you can't help but have tons of pictures now.
Is this a 2 thumbs up? Is this a rental? Is this a I'm buying it and a
Uh,
steel book when it come out? What is this?
I mean, I don't buy Blu-rays as often anymore, but because I watch everything digitally now. But I'm not gonna lie, I would buy this on Blu-ray if for no other reason than to I would actually buy a 4K Blu-ray of this because I would want to see this movie in all its splendor. This is okay, it's like a lot okay. So to explain this, because here in the States, internet is not where it needs to be to watch 4K movies with the fidelity that you could watch on like an actual disc. So you watch that shit on a disc, that shit will look way crisper. I got you. Yeah, that shit looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, there's a Tom Cruise movie with Morgan Freeman called Oblivion.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Beautiful shots. Movie's whack,
but it's beautiful. It's beautifully whack. It's beautifully whack. Here, I just want to show people this because I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. This shot right here. This is from the Charlie and Daniel Knopf run of Eternals. It's one of the covers, actually. This shot is in the movie. And it's picture fucking perfect. Picture fucking perfect. There's lots of if you're familiar with the comics to like I said any capacity, you will pick up on a lot of this. You'll see a lot of these little moments. You'll catch them. You'll catch them in the what's his face? Yes. In the movie. I don't know why I said what's his face. I knew what I was talking about. Carter, did you have any questions about the movie? Any other questions beyond my rating of this movie? Which, by the way, if buying a 4K Blu-ray doesn't tell the audience anything, I don't know what will. But basically, that's me putting 2 thumbs up, and I'm not raising my legs up that high, but in both of my big toes.
First of all, don't ever try to show your feet when you and I are on the same Zoom call. That's first thing. I think I don't even know if I want to know this, but
okay,
this doesn't really seem like it was an action movie. Like there may have been some scenes here and there, but this was more so.
You think it's a thought-provoking piece?
Well, yeah, just
okay,
more story-based. It's more.
It is, but they break up those moments with fights because the deviants show up a lot. A fair amount. Now that said, sometimes the fights kind of show up like out of nowhere.
Okay.
But it's okay though because that's kind of the point. The deviants attack at moments that aren't convenient to the characters. Therefore, it's not convenient to what it is they're doing, so it does kind of come off that way. But I will say that as far as movies go, you do not have to really have any prior knowledge of the MCU to watch this film. Save for maybe Endgame, just to get an idea of the scope of how the snap could have affected the world. But this movie is you don't have to have seen all the previous Marvel movies. I mean, it helps because they do reference multiple characters, and this shit's in the trailer, so I don't feel like it's a spoiler. But they reference Captain America. There's a part. This is in one of the trailers. Kumail Nanjiani talks about how he used to hang out with Thor, and all kinds of stuff like that. They talk about who's gonna lead the Avengers, what's up with Captain America, I don't remember if I don't think they mentioned Spider-Man. Oh, they mentioned DC Comics heroes more than just that Superman line. They actually mentioned DC.
I didn't even know there was the Superman line.
Okay, yeah, it's in one of the trailers where Phastos' son sees Icarus and is like, dude, you're Superman. Because Icarus, he has the the laser eyes, and he can fly. He has super strength and shit. And the guy, he's like, no, it's not me. I don't wear a cape. And and there's a Batman reference that comes up. And they literally say, and they don't just say, oh, that guy in the bat suit. They literally say Batman. Like, they actually acknowledge that Superman, not to say that they're actually real superheroes in the Marvel Comics universe, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they acknowledge that these people exist as characters in comic books and in media.
That's making me think of Mark Waid's Daredevil run when some kids saw Daredevil swinging and said, "Look, it's Red Batman." So
yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay. Trying to think of what else before we get into spoilers.
But yeah, I personally don't even want to know anything else. It's just more so I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I think everyone should see it. It's very okay. I will address the elephant. I'll wait till spoilers to address the elephant in the room with it, because that's more of that. But before we do that, I do want to address super chats.
Yeah.
We got one from Eric Morgan with the $5 super chat. Says Jada wakes up every morning, looks in the mirror while brushing her teeth, and says, "How can I publicly ridicule my husband today?"
Yeah.
I mean.
Damn.
Look, man, I ain't in that. I ain't in that. I just know if it was me, I would have left. Go Kosher, baby father with the $2 super chat says, Blerd, can we see a picture of you with hair? I don't have any. Not on me. That I'm aware of. An ex-girlfriend of mine sent me a picture like way back. When I had hair. I had like I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a really weird haircut. But it was back when I used to have hair and I used to dye it a lot. I used to dye my hair all kind of weird colors, like shit. It was crazy. I was a weird kid. I was like a weird, honestly, looking back, I was such a cringe kid. I was such a cringe teenager. I mean, all teenagers are kind of cringe. But not even kind of, they just are. But it just I used to wear the big ass fucking like Jinkos and them kickwear pants. I used to
walk around here wearing Trip pants.
I did. Actually, no, Trip was after my time.
Okay.
I didn't get to Trip, but no, I used to wear like the big ass pants and shit, and like the like remember like how everybody had all those anime shirts. Like the big like the button
looks like little Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah. I used to wear like fucking I used to have like this crushed velvet shirt, like long sleeve.
That shit was not crushed velvet.
I mean,
it was not. It was Smelvit.
It was Smelvit. It was crushed Smelvit is what it was.
That was Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv. What the hell? But I used to wear that motherfucker all the time. I'd have like a fishnet shirt on and like a wife beater and just it was.
Yeah, that's how I know you shopped at City Trends.
Dude, Gadzooks and Hot Topic.
Oh my God, Gadzooks.
Dude, you know what? I hadn't thought about Gadzooks in some years until I saw what was it? Fear Street. Because it took place in the 90s. Okay. And they're in a mall, and there's a point where you see a Spencer Gifts and a Gadzooks, and I was like, oh my God.
Right, Gadzooks. Jesus.
There was a software, etc. I was like, Lord, get me out of here.
Oh wow.
Get me out of here. Jarrell Buzzer
before your fucking electronic boutiques and your Funko lands.
And look, and your GameStops.
It was software, etc., and KB Toys. Nigga, those were the spots.
Dude, honestly, first off, if you didn't go to software, etc., or KB Toys, you weren't getting no video games. Unless you went to Toys R Us.
My first Game Boy Pocket, software, etc.
Dude, software, etc. was where I bought that ugly ass Street Fighter. Was it Street Fighter 2010 game? The one that was supposed to be like
Ken.
Ooh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Beat him up.
Dude, I remember I was so mad when I got home with the game. I was so mad. I was like, this isn't Street Fighter. This isn't Street Fighter at all. But
played a side scroll and beat him up with a white man in space.
Dude, I beat that motherfucker too. I beat that.
Oh no, I was playing what did I get from software, etc.? I got it on the Genesis. Remember that Aerosmith game?
Revolution X? Oh God. Lord. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I should have said this. Revolution X.
Well, I was shooting the shit out of people without them compact discs. Steven Tyler, boy, you can't tell me nothing.
Dude, I used to play shit at the arcade all the time. Jarrell Bose with $2 super chat says season 4 of Stranger Things just premiered. What? I didn't even know it was even coming out.
It was a teaser just came out.
Oh, okay. But sounds like damn, they just stealth drop.
Oh no, I looked that shit up immediately as soon as I saw it.
I was like, damn, they just go stealth drop Hopper like that. They said, no, that motherfucker getting that Marvel money. He got to go. He got to get on out.
That's how you want to know how I know we owe right now? Because Hitler is in the chat right now. Aerosmith game, huh? Oh, boy.
Dude. Okay, I'm going to tell you, look, I'm going to fuck y'all's heads up. You remember Moonwalker?
Yes, I do.
Dude, I used to play that shit in the arcade. Dude, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, Moonwalker. It was a game where basically... Here, I'm going to pull this shit up.
There were warning signals back in the day that none of us ever really paid attention to.
We didn't see it. We did not see it at the time. I don't know how we didn't see it. Motherfuckers tried to tell us, and we didn't listen. We didn't want to listen. Here, I'm actually gonna pull this up because I want to laugh a little bit.
I'm gonna tell you though, bringing up Revolution X. Do you know that Arcade 1UP is releasing a Terminator 2 cabinet?
What?
Yeah. They're releasing a Terminator 2 cabinet.
Okay, so here, I want y'all to see this shit because y'all motherfuckers don't believe me. This shit's real. And I want y'all gonna believe me, goddammit.
You gotta show them Revolution X now. Oh, Lord.
Dude, this is Moonwalker. But basically, you were playing as Michael Jackson from Smooth Criminal, shooting electricity and shit out your hands.
Little sparkles.
Little sparkles. And then, here's the best part. If you saved your shit, because you had a power-up you could use, basically what you could do is you could start making everybody dance. And then, you would do, the Smooth Criminal, where he's doing, the spotlight come down and everybody dancing and buck jumping and hoopla and whatnot. And then, you do the Moonwalker lean, come back up and go, ow! And then everybody on the screen just blow up.
See, the one I played was the Super Nintendo one, where it was the side-scrolling beat 'em up, where you had to rescue the little kids.
Yeah.
And if you rescue...
This is the same game.
I've never seen it look like this.
This is the arcade version.
Yeah, I've never seen the arcade version.
I'm waiting for dude to actually use his power because I don't even know if dude even knows he can actually do the shit.
Because the Super Nintendo one was if you rescued all the kids in one level, Bubbles would come out. Bubbles the monkey and spring on you.
Yep, Bubbles would come out and that shit was fucking... Yeah, because boom, right here. And here's the funny part. This game was 3-player. So you could have Michael in the white suit, or Michael in the black suit, or Michael in the red suit. That's how fucking ridiculous this shit.
Man, Michael Jackson was spirit gunning the shit out of people.
Dude, he really was. That motherfucker was Yu Hakusho before Yu Hakusho. but no, and then here, I'm gonna pull up Revolution X.
I just remember every time I used to go to the grocery store, I would always see that intro. That ugly ass CG intro with Steven Tyler just shaking that herb, bro.
Oh, and do you remember how the girl would pop up on screen sometimes? Ooh, that shit was so ugly.
I played the fuck out of that game on Genesis. I'm sorry.
Dude, hold on, wait a minute. Here, hold up. I'm pulling that shit up now.
Revolution X was my shit, man.
Yeah, because it was one of those games where you had the gun.
You had the gun, but the gun didn't shoot bullets.
Right.
It shot CDs, it shot compact discs at people.
That shit was fucking ridiculous. Look at that. Look at them compact discs flying out. Dude, you just see how many copies of Crazy Sexy Cool just shot out that motherfucker? That's what it was. So basically, for those who don't know, it kind of reminded me of Area 51. If y'all remember that arcade game,
I remember Area 51.
But yeah, this was Revolution X. And here's the thing: sometimes, occasionally on a level, you would see Aerosmith just in the background, just doing shit. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think that's what's
just randomly performing.
And then a randomly some girl would come out and she would kind of be like, "Ooh," and then she would just disappear. It's supposed to be like the Toasty. I think did Midway make this game? Did Midway make this?
I can't remember.
Oh, Ed, nasty ass, perverted ass, Ed Boon ass.
Oh man,
dude, this shit right
this
here.
memories, boy.
Dude, look, you gonna sit here and try and play this shit. you gonna try and play these CDs you've been shooting at everybody.
Boy,
that should be.
Everybody, look at that shit. Everybody just exploded.
Dude, I fucking love this shit, dude.
They exploded from how expensive CDs were back in the day.
Dude.
You remember how expensive?
Dude, like, what was it like? Was it like $30?
It was like $30-$40 for a CD, dog.
Oh, God.
That's when you knew you really liked some shit. Niggas, boy, we were still on them cassette tapes.
Oh, yeah.
Rewind.
Dude, be like, dude, I remember.
Look at all the damage those CDs are doing to that tank.
Dude, just killing it. Just killing it. Killing it, I tells you. And them motherfuckers just shooting motherfuckers out the windows and shit. But no, that was arcade masterpiece.
Man.
Revolution X. Actually, I want to see, do they actually show? Oh yeah, this month. Yeah, okay. That mother got shit shot out of him. He got domed off for real. God damn. But no, yeah, so there's that. Y'all didn't know y'all was gonna learn about arcade yesteryear. Y'all didn't know that was gonna happen. Y'all didn't realize that was coming. Oh. Let's see here. Wait. Where'd it go? I lost one here. We got man. Two's one. Thank you for that. Thank you for the 5 months, my guy. Says so. I'm right. Everything in the MCU is Tony's fault. Yes, it is. It's very much Tony's fault. We also got which by the way, for those who don't know, memberships. It's a Patreon alternative. Go check it out. It's a way if you get exclusive videos from me. I dropped top 5 comics of the week this morning, so. Y'all go look at it. If you're a member, I have a playlist on the main page you can go to. Click on that. It's like the top 5 comics of the week. Those are members only. And then if you're on Patreon, well, then you know how to get that. Just go to Patreon. LJ Brown with the £10. Say, yeah, I like the movie. Watched it in 4DX. Macari speed CGI was amazing. DC needs to take note. No wonder a random dude in my theater said after the movie is done, she can whiz over to my bedroom. Bruh.
Excuse me?
That's what I will say.
Excuse me?
Well, no, I think it might have been a reference to the Wizard. I don't know if you remember the Wizard, a.k.a. Speed Demon, was in season 2 of Jessica Jones, I believe. Or was it 3? I think it was season 2. But anyway, no, Macari, that's one thing I didn't say. The CG. I probably should have said something about that. Okay, so remember how Ezra Miller's ugly ass was running in The Flash? He was doing all that. Nah, this motherfucker running. She like, but not with the bad CG that the Flash has on CW.
Oh, God.
Like, I'm talking about, was she running? Like, there's weight on her running. Like, dude, there's a shot that they took from one of the Neil Gaiman covers. From one of the covers from Neil Gaiman run, where they actually perfectly capture it. If you were to freeze frame that shot, it would literally be one of the covers to the Neil Gaiman run. It was fucking beautiful. And I will say, speaking of powers, I thought that the character Cersei's powers were used really interesting in very interesting ways. And then Icarus, I thought they did a really good job with Icarus and the islet. I thought his shit looked way cooler than what they did with like Superman at any point in time. Trying to think who else's power. Phastos. His powers actually stuck out to me because his shit was really cool. I liked the way they allowed him to use his powers in the movie. I was like, that's legit. That's fucking legit. Druid's powers were less impressive because it's like mind control. Mm-hmm. And Kingo's, Kingo was the only person whose powers I weren't crazy about because it was a high departure from the comics. In the comics, Kingo doesn't use his powers at all. He refuses to. Okay. He prefers to fight with samurai sword. That's how he fights. He uses super strength and shit, but like he's not like he doesn't use any of his like cosmic energy blasts, shit like that. He doesn't like using him. But I was like, it's whatever. I was like, it's a movie. I don't care. Gilgamesh was probably a little less impressive too, because he would basically just, make some shit go over his hand and he'd hit the fuck out of somebody. So, whatever. Sprites was pretty cool. I thought they used sprite stuff really cool. They do pull a moment that I'm pretty sure some people are like, man, they stole that from another movie. Shut the fuck up. It's whatever. Y'all calm down. So Lamar Rolak with a $5 super chat. So Marvel successfully made you care for D-list heroes, or should they have went with the Inhumans?
We tried that already, and we face planted.
Honestly, I will say this: if they gave okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
Marvel didn't give a fuck about doing Inhumans. That was Marvel Entertainment, which is a completely separate division of Marvel from Marvel Studios and even Marvel proper. That's why they didn't have access to, crossing over with the movies and all the other shit. Marvel Entertainment was Ike Perlmutter, and Ike Perlmutter had a hard-on for the Inhumans. He really wanted to make Inhumans a thing, to the point that when he was still a part of Marvel Studios proper, back before they had everything the way it is now, he shoehorned in the Inhumans, and as soon as Kevin Feige took over, Kevin Feige was like, nah, y'all take that shit. Because he knew it was not going to work. Now, would it work now? Probably. If you gave it the same level of love and attention that Eternals got, which kind of in a way lets me know that Kevin Feige knew Inhumans would not have worked as a movie back then, but it would now. But instead of doing, Inhumans, he did Eternals instead. But I feel like, if Marvel Entertainment would have actually put some love behind it, they could have gotten the same results. Now, I will say this. The movie didn't make me care about these characters. The comics did, because I was already reading the current Kieran Gillen run before I went back and read any of the other old stuff. And reading the Gillen run made me go back and read the old stuff, which is why I started doing all the videos on the Eternals. The Gaiman run is money. I'm just going to say it right now. Neil Gaiman run is money. Is what it is. The Charlie and Daniel Knopf run is pretty goddamn good too. The Kirby stuff is great too. Just it's it's Jack Kirby. Yeah. What else can I say? The only run of Eternals I don't like is Peter Gillis' run. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't think it's as interesting as the others. But the movie, I think, will make general audiences care about these people. And for reasons I'll get to here in just a little bit. Let's see here. Do we have anything else? Choose One said, I heard Moonwalker and felt the need to point out Michael Jackson made an MCU before the MCU. Goodbye. Moon walks out the chat. Hey, I remember Captain EO. Y'all go look that shit up. Look up Captain EO on YouTube. I'm not gonna play that shit because Disney will fucking shoot me. Disney will fucking shoot me. I'm not trying to go out like that. But anyway, moving on along. And let's see here. Okay, let's get into spoilers. Okay, so tell me you haven't seen the movie without telling me you haven't seen the movie. And that's all I'm going to say to that. No, I just saw the chat. I was like, this is how I can.
Oh, okay.
People do the thing that they do on the internet when they make a declarative statement that they can't possibly make because they very clearly didn't actually see it. But anyway, whatever. Point of the matter is, spoilers. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm about to spoil this movie.
Okay.
This movie pulls a bait and switch on your ass very close to about the middle part of the movie. About in the second act.
All right.
So when you start this movie off, we're told that, the Eternals, they've only been on Earth for some thousands of years, which is very much counter. It's very opposite of what's in the comics. In the comics, the Eternals have been around they've been around since 1,000,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the movie, we find out that the Celestials are on some fuck shit. Not that they aren't normally.
Yeah.
And the Celestials basically they created the Eternals, and as we know, but in the movie, we never see some of those things, the classic hallmarks of the Eternals, the fact that they can die and be resurrected and come back and, and everything be fine. The movie does something very interesting with that. They don't give you that information right away. They hide it from you because you learn about midway through the film that Celestials have basically been blowing up planets. And basically the Eternals have just been cultivating these planets and getting them ready because they're not there to protect humanity. They're there to protect a Celestial. Each of these planets is birthing a new Celestial. And the Eternals just there just make sure that the planet is cultivated because what they're doing is they're protecting humanity from deviance, but at the same time they're allowing those civilizations on all these planets to grow up and thrive and become what the Celestials need them to be, because a civilization has to provide enough energy and technology so that a Celestial can be powered and be born from that planet. That's what the Emergence is. And when the Celestial is born, it basically destroys the planet that it's coming out of. But that
almost sounds like Silver Surfer Galactus kind of deal.
It's very it's very similar. And it kind of explains, kind of on the slick, why Galactus would be a much bigger threat in the MCU versus, normal. I mean, eating planets is one thing, but he would essentially be destroying Celestials, potential Celestials as well, and that's kind of what the big riff in this movie is that some characters already knew this information. Other characters did not know this information. And what happens is when these characters when they were on these planets, they were destroyed with the planets and they're basically resurrected or rebuilt because they're treated more like they're machines or automatons than they are like just humanoid, like actual like humans with superpowers.
Okay.
But their minds are wiped when they're reborn. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was actually pretty crazy.
Now you see, you would curse me out if I say what I want to say right now.
What you gonna say?
You saying that their memories are wiped, right? That's what you just said.
Yes.
Okay.
Their memories are. They have. Their memories aren't so much wiped. It's just they don't have the memories of the bodies they were in before.
Doing that. Okay. So, with you saying that, and we're talking about Celestials, who else does this happen to in the Marvel Universe when they are brought back from death? So what this tells me is we have even more proof that the X-Men are coming to the fucking MCU. Krakoa is coming, is what I'm hearing from you right now. You just told me that. I
did.
Pull it out my ass. You just said...
Anyway, yeah, this movie does actually. Okay, you know what? I will say this. You know what? I'll agree with you on this one conceit that it does. This movie shows what an X-Men movie could look like. Because you're dealing with, and this is why I want to get into this. Yeah, earlier I said the bad guy wasn't who we thought it was. I mean, they are, but they're not the main bad guy.
I was gonna say the only bad guy I thought was in the movie was them fighting fucking deviants. So this is all news to me.
Okay, so in the Eternals comics, there are characters who take villainous turns.
Okay.
Like who are among the group? Namely characters like Druid, characters like Sprite. Those two characters on separate occasions have fucked over the Eternals royally in the comics.
Okay.
Druid more so than Sprite. But what's going on here is that in this movie, Marvel did something out. They did that thing they always do where they present something to you and you think it's going to go one way. And they, because you're going based off of comic knowledge. And they say, nah, we remixed it.
Yeah, I did hear there was a twist in this that caught people off guard.
Yes. And it's that it's not the two characters. It's not either of the two characters. Well, technically it is one of them. But the character a lot of people were expecting to turn villainous doesn't turn villainous. It's the character everybody didn't suspect. Or at least I didn't suspect. And that was Icarus.
Which one was Icarus?
Icarus is Rob Stark,
Okay.
the laser eyes guy.
Yeah. Okay.
And the
Okay.
reason why is because there's a schism among the Eternals in the movie where when they learn,
You know who else had a fucking schism? They're Blerd Without Fear.
Man, get the fuck out of my face. Oh. But no, Icarus. Okay, so basically what we learn is that I'm going to tell you right now, if y'all come to this movie to just stare at Salma Hayek all day, you ain't going to get that. She's not in the movie for very long. She's actually mostly in flashbacks because her character is dead. Her character dies pretty early on or not early on, kind of late in the first act.
Fuck.
Yeah, but she's in a lot of the flashbacks because Ajak knew what was going on. Ajak has always known because Ajak speaks with the Celestials. Ajak knows, like that's the other thing too. I don't know if you know this, Carter. The Eternals don't just talk to the Celestials. There's only one of them that can talk to the Celestials. Ajak was that one, and she was the only one that knew what the Celestials were actually doing, putting them on these planets, blowing them up, and creating new Celestials. So she knew, and then all the in-game stuff happens, and she's just like, you know what? I don't agree with this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And because Tony snapped everybody back and got rid of Thanos, it created enough energy that a Celestial could be born. And the Celestial starts trying to awaken. And it's actually really interesting to see a Celestial try and crawl out of an Earth. But that's neither here nor there. Point of the matter is some of the Eternals are like, I think we should stay the course because we owe it to the Celestials. We work for the Celestials. And then there's others who are like, nah, this shit ain't cool. Nah, I'm good. And that's kind of what creates a schism. So you end up having characters turn on one another or completely walk away from the whole thing and say, yeah, I don't want to be involved in this. Whatever happens, happens. And it's I don't know, it's really interesting because it creates this really interesting dynamic where you realize, yeah, these guys, for as much as they love each other, they've been a family for thousands of years and even beyond that because they've been a family multiple times on other planets prior that, yeah, you're just kind of like, oh my God, like these guys, like you can tell that they don't want to fight each other, but they have to fight each other because of a difference of opinion. And it's a lot of infighting. But probably the one person I didn't talk about a whole lot in this movie was Cersei, played by Gemma Chan. It wasn't intentional. She actually does a really good job. She's pretty much the face of the movie, not Icarus. And you know, her whole thing is like she basically replaces Ajak as the person who could talk to the Celestials. And there's this whole murder mystery deal that goes on. I thought was really well handled. I know a lot of people are probably upset about the thing that people have been talking about the most is, it's woke. The movie's too woke. It ain't woke. It really ain't. This movie is like, you know what this movie is? You know how woke this movie is, Carter? Remember, like, when you were supposed to be asleep? But, like, you know, your parents probably come in and check in on you, make sure your eyes was closed. You close your eyes, but you had, like, one eye kind of halfway open. Kind of. Yeah. That's how woke the movie is. Movie ain't eyes wide open. Okay, yes, there is a gay couple that is depicted in this movie. Yes. Is it the whole plot of the film? No. It is not the whole plot of the film. Phaistos is the gay character. He has a husband and they have a son together. Okay, yeah. It's actually treated as pretty fucking normal. Like it's not like they stopped the movie to be like, oh my God, look, we got gay people. It's like, nah, it's like they just like, hey, oh yeah, that's my husband, that's the thing. Okay, cool. All right, moving on.
So there's nothing else in this movie that could be interpreted as woke, except that is what you're saying right now.
Oh, I would say probably the thing other people are upset about is the fact that it has a lot of characters of color. But yeah, that is also having diversity representative of the world that you live in is considered woke too. So
yeah, the reason we're talking about woke is because I was telling Ernie that I've only seen one review on this film, but it was only like the first 30. It was only maybe the first minute, and I cut it off. But the one thing that this content creator was saying was that it is very, very, very woke.
Yeah.
And from what you're describing, for him to say that is pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was very. I will say, yeah. Now, here's the thing. Like what Grimbred just said. It was far from woke. It was just colored, handy-capable, and non-straight characters.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, you have you have characters of color. You have people. You're gonna have handy-capable characters. You're gonna have some characters and it's just the one. It's literally just the one character that's gay. No one else in the movie is in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
No wokeness, no tokenism, nothing.
No. Oh, and there's a sex scene. There is a sex scene, but it's between the two. It's between Icarus and Cersei, and it's the most sanitized sex scene you'll ever see. Yeah, for a Marvel movie, kind of weird. I had to cover my baby's eyes for the first time ever in a Marvel movie, but it was like they didn't show anything. It wasn't like you didn't even see Icarus's ass. You didn't see Jim Chan with titties just out. Nothing like that. It was literally all you could tell that they were having sex though. You could tell. It was anyway. Hey, nobody except me. He figured out who you were talking about. But yeah, there was no the thing is, oh my god, there was no tokenism or anything like that. People were just people. And that's kind of why I actually dug the Eternals a lot, because the characters were just there. They were who they are. It wasn't like they didn't stop the movie and be like, "Hey, guys, did y'all know that Salma Hayek is Mexican?" Did you know Don Lee is Korean? Hey, guys, did you know that Lauren Ridloff is Afro-Latina? Oh, also, I don't know if you guys could tell because she was using sign language. That's not because she just likes to do that. She's actually deaf. Did y'all know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? It wasn't one of those scenarios. No. Oh, guys, guess
don't shake your hands at me. That's how fights get started. Don't shake your hands at me.
Hey, Carter, did you know Brian Tyree Henry was black?
Yeah. That's why I was confused when you said it was like, do you know Salma Hayek? What the fuck are you talking to? Of course I know this. I was just so confused.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's how people are trying to act like the movie treats you.
Okay.
There's a part where Kumail Nanjiani is doing like a Bollywood movie dance scene or whatever.
Yeah, they showed that in the trailer.
That's in the trailer. But the thing is, it's played for laughs. It's totally played for laughs. It doesn't stop the movie or anything. Heck, the response you're supposed to have to it is the same response that Icarus and Sprite and Cersei have when they see it. They're just like, all right. It's fucking ridiculous. Now the other thing, when you get to it is, of course, there's the schism between the Eternals. And of course, the good guys win. Cersei, Phasos, Druid, Makari, so on. They win. They defeat Icarus, and Sprite, because Sprite does join along with them. This is the thing I didn't expect. This is the one element of the movie I did not expect to be in the film.
Okay. So,
Sprite is the little girl.
Mm-hmm.
They actually address the fact that, the Neil Gaiman run, the story is that Sprite sabotage the Eternals so that they would be turned into humans and that she could grow up and be an actual adult because she's been 11 years old for 1,000,000 years. Well, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. If you were a kid for 1,000,000 years, you'd probably want to be an adult at some point.
Now I'm thinking about Kirsten Dunst from Interviewing the Vampire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She wants to grow up. And they actually play on some of those elements from the Gaiman run in this movie. But here's the thing I wasn't expecting. They actually address the fact that she's in love with Icarus. Which I was kind of like, huh, that was not what I was expecting. I was not expecting.
Making sure Chris Hansen was in my damn book.
Hey, yeah, look, you better watch out. Look, look, you want to find out who can shut the Eternals down? Chris Hansen. Like,
I didn't say anything. It was that nigga. Him.
But
I didn't say shit.
But no, they actually address that in the movie. Now, nothing happens between them. Nothing happens between them. But Sprite is so in love with Icarus that even though she doesn't believe in what he's doing, she just goes along with it, basically. But the thing that actually sets up the future movies that are going to be coming up is that the Celestials, what they're doing is they're setting up I don't know what they're going to call it, but basically, if you're familiar with the comics, it was called the Fourth Host, which is when the Celestials come to Earth, and they basically judge the Earth, and if they judge that, humanity is unworthy, they just destroy the fucking planet.
Now, were they actual physical beings, or were they just big-ass smoke monsters?
No. The Celestials...
Fishburne.
No. The Celestials were huge. They were actual physical manifestations. They actually had weight. That
was a reference to that terrible Fantastic Four movie.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, that's what that was.
I knew exactly what he meant. No, when the Celestials pull up, they actually abduct the Eternals who fought back against them.
Okay.
And basically they said we are going to return. They said the Celestials are going to return and we're going to judge the Earth. And basically they say, if we find this motherfucker wanted, we're going to blow this shit up. And then so that's when you start, that basically kind of leads, because now the world knows, because the Celestials, the Celestial doesn't just speak to the Eternals. That when that motherfucker pulls up, all you see is that motherfucker's head across the skyline. And that's all you can see. That's how big they are. And that motherfucker, everybody sees it. People are running. People are freaking the fuck out. They're like, oh my God, what the fuck? And folks are running. And it's crazy. It kind of reminds you, remember the post-credit to Infinity War when with Samuel Jackson, everybody was just running like crazy because folks were disappearing? Imagine that level of chaos, but just because a giant motherfucker just pulled up on your planet. And the thing was speaking to everybody, so everybody heard what it said.
Yeah.
Now, this kind of leads to the post credit because basically, earlier in the movie, Cersei reveals to Kit Harington's character Dane Whitman that she found one of his ancestors. Mm-hmm. So basically, he ends up discovering his legacy in this movie. So that's what the post credits are. So the first post credit is what that one leaked all over the internet. It's Star Fox. Thanos' brother shows up, played by Harry Styles from One Direction.
Yeah, that's the one that had gotten spoiled by
way early.
Yeah, but it was spoiled by reputable people. You have Variety and Hollywood Reporter. You had
Hollywood. It was them. They spoiled it.
Spoiling some shit before
it was a week or two before the movie.
Out.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 weeks before the movie came out. But the post-credit scene is basically Angelina Jolie, her character Thena, Makari, Druid, and Phastos. They're basically trying to figure out how to find the other Eternals and figure out what happened to them. Okay. And then that's when Pip the fucking troll shows up, played by Patton Oswalt. Which is just hilarious, by the way. It's perfect. It's perfect casting. And then Star Fox shows up, and I love how they make sure to let you know this is the brother of Thanos. He is announced as the brother of Thanos. That's one of the many titles that Pip gives him. He calls him the Knave of Hearts, which is what he's called in the comics. And then they call him they refer to him as Star Fox, and they call him the brother of Thanos. And it's fucking hilarious. But and Star Fox is like, hey, I know where your friends are. I know how to help you. And that's basically where that ends. But then the final post-credit scene, which is one I think that got people talking even more, is Kit Harington finds the Ebony Blade. So he got the ebony blade now, and he's trying to figure out what to do with it. He sees all the weird runes, and he's learning that, oh, yeah, because he actually tries to tell Cersei this before she gets abducted. He's like, yeah, I looked into my family. He basically, he kind of lets you know that, yeah, he found out his family is a whole ass family of supervillains. Because I don't know, are you familiar with the Black Knight any at all?
No.
Did you read the side? Did you read the Cy Spurrier Black Knight that came out not that long ago?
I want to say I read some of it.
Okay. Well, like I don't know how familiar you are. Basically, yeah, Dane Whitman is descended from Arthur, from the court of King Arthur and shit.
Yeah. I do know that.
So his uncle was the Black Knight before him, and he had the Ebony Blade. He was part of the Masters of Evil.
Okay.
So Dane, he learns all this shit. They don't say all this exactly, but when he sees that sword, if you know what the Ebony Blade is, especially since it played a big part in King in Black very recently, you're like, oh shit, they're bringing in the Ebony Blade. Oh shit, this motherfucker be a whole problem. Right before he picks it up, you hear there's a voice.
Which when I heard it, because people have been posting that shit on Twitter, so of course
yeah.
But for people to not know who that voice was, y'all ought to be ashamed.
Right. Well,
that man's voice is so fucking distinct. Y'all ought to be ashamed.
It really is. I was so mad at folks around me. Is that Nick Fury? But no,
is that Nick Fury? I saw, oh my God, it's Jeffrey Wright. It's the Watcher.
Oh my God. Oh no. So basically, right as he's picking up the blade, there's a voice that says, "You sure you ready for that, Mr. Whitman?" It's fucking Blade. It's Mahershala Ali. Fucking Mahershala Ali as Blade, basically like, which...
How you all get Nick Fury's voice mixed with Cottonmouth. Y'all ought to be ashamed.
Well, here's the funny part. I love Kit Harington so much. Did you know this motherfucker had no clue what this was setting up? Like, Marvel didn't tell him shit. He found out when everybody else found out when the leaks happened.
Oh, wow.
So basically, he didn't know that he was gonna wind up being a whole ass superhero in the MCU. He just thought the sword was some bullshit. He didn't know what it was.
Boy, you getting a Marvel check now. How the fuck you not know you finna be somebody important if you coming from Game of Thrones? Come on, man.
I will say this. Kit Harington. Okay. You remember the 90s Avengers? You remember the makeup of the 90s Avengers?
Yes.
So it was during a time when Iron Man wasn't really around. Like he wasn't really he was around, but he wasn't a core member of the group for a good while. Dude, I think we slick about to get that 90s Avengers. We slick about to get that 90s Avengers with the jackets. With the
fucking
TJ jackets with the A on it.
TJ Tennant saying the Ebony Man shows up as soon as he picks up the Ebony Blade.
Hey. I didn't think about how appropriate or inappropriate that might have just been. So wait, and it's a motherfucker named Blade too. Ain't that about a bitch?
That's the one I caught immediately. Blade shows up with somebody grabbing the blade. I didn't put the Ebony Man 2 and 2. I didn't put that. You're a freak. That means you be watching some movies. You ain't got no business because you know what Ebony is. Shit. Get out of here, you freak.
I'm about to say, see, that's the thing. You know what Ebony's for, right? Ebony is black porn, but for white people. That's what it is. It is. That's what it is. It's black, because I don't know if you ever noticed, they actually have two distinct.
I've just never heard it described in that manner. I know what the fuck it is.
Yeah. Because black porn, which that's just that it just straight up just black porn, ghetto as fuck sometimes. But ebony porn, it's the same thing, but they call it ebony so white people feel better about watching it. Makes them feel like it's more secretive. But no, there's another thing I didn't bring up, and that's Thena. I didn't talk about Angelina Jolie's performance. I really loved it because they introduced an element from the comics.
Okay.
Called Mod Weary. It's called Eternal Madness. It's when Eternals have been alive for so long that their memories start becoming too much for their minds. So they start having dementia. It's basically dementia. And she starts that's why her and Gilgamesh are together. Like they look out for one another, they're in love with each other, but Gilgamesh is basically with her to protect her from herself, but also make sure she doesn't hurt anybody else, because Thena is the greatest warrior among the Eternals, and when she loses, like when her mind starts to go, she starts trying to kill people.
Oh wow.
And it's actually really heartbreaking and just, it's really sweet. I loved it. But her performance with that and Gilgamesh, how they played off each other was just, it was perfect. Makari and Druid also did really good playing off each other. Yeah, because they are a couple in the movie as well. They're really sweet. It'll give you diabetes. And what was the other thing I didn't want to forget about? Karun, who is Kingo's manservant. That dude's fucking hilarious.
Was Kingo wearing a Kango?
No, he was not. He was
Damn
not. God, no. But I did like how he like Karun was like basically one of the only people who knew Eternals existed before everyone else did. Because Kingo's like, oh yeah, dude, because they were like, oh wait, can we talk about this? Can we talk about this shit away from him? And Kingo's like, nah, dude, he's been with me for 50 years. He's like, he knows. He knows what's up. And dude was like, yeah, I thought he was a vampire. Which, when you add in the post-credit scene that comes later, you're like, y'all motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers. But basically, yeah, Blade is coming, y'all. So are the X-Men. So is Mephisto. Because Mephisto's always involved in something.
Well, let me ask you this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Because I think it was one of the random YouTube videos when I was passed out sleep at work. Don't tell nobody, yo.
I won't say that.
Was there any kind of reference? I really doubt there was. I think this was just someone that was pulling stuff out of the ass. Not like me when I'm bringing up the X-Men, because this is concrete evidence we have now. Was there any reference to Thane at all?
No.
Okay.
No reference. Not that I noticed.
Okay.
The closest thing that you get to Thanos is Star Fox. Thane does not come up.
Now, okay, so that's another question I have. What the fuck is he doing in a Marvel property? Like, how much did Marvel have to pay Nintendo for that?
No, I mean Eros. Like as in Thanos' brother Star Fox, not Fox McCloud. But no. Anyway, leave me alone. This dude. No, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought we got a really solid movie. Very good entry in the MCU. Of the recently released Marvel movies, this is definitely my favorite though. I put it right. I enjoy Shang-Chi a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this that much more. And once again, it's not to say Shang-Chi's a bad movie. It's not. It's far from it. It's a very beautiful movie, very good movie. But I thought Eternals just it grabbed me in a way that Shang-Chi didn't. And yeah, there's that. Let's see here. Is Thanos a deviant or an Eternal? He's actually an Eternal, but he's considered to be a deviant even among Eternals. Because this is what I think a lot of people don't realize. Both his parents are Eternals. Which technically doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have an Eternal child, but there's a way you can do that.
What?
Okay, so Eternals have low birth rates. Basically, Eternals weren't meant to procreate.
So if your wife was black and you're black and you two do the do and that baby comes out Korean and Irish, that's just cool, is what you're saying.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that two Eternals can have sex and maybe have a baby, maybe. Okay. But what will typically happen is that baby might turn out to just be a normal human. But basically, so with Thanos and Star Fox, when they were born, Mentor and was it Suicide, they had to use the quantum bands while they were fucking. That's how Thanos and Star Fox were born. Because otherwise, Eternals can't have children with other Eternals. Not normally. Not normally. Thanos is a mutant, so them X-Men are coming. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh God. But no, that said, let's jump into, because I think we got some super chats back here we haven't addressed. Let's get into these. Dan the Man with the $2 super chat says, you guys joining the Milestone Initiative.
I've been telling this motherfucker right here. What
man,
are you waiting on? I've been telling him. I don't know what I would bring to any kind of comic. I can't draw. I would try. I used to write, but I haven't done that in I haven't done that in ages. But no, this motherfucker right here, I've been telling, what you waiting on? What you waiting? I'm gonna look at you. What you waiting on?
I'm waiting on something good to write. I don't want to just turn in some bullshit. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And hopefully it doesn't suck. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing. Here's the other thing too. To do shit like that, you gotta turn in a script. Excuse me. You gotta turn in a script. Dude, writing scripts is hard. That shit takes time. Like, I would literally, like, honestly, I would probably have to take a week. I'd have to take a week or maybe even 2 weeks to just sit down. I mean, not reading anybody's shit, not reading any comics, not making any fucking videos. And that's what would
want to explain what the Milestone Initiative is real quick. I see Black Phoenix is asking.
The Milestone Initiative is a program that Milestone Media has put together to give, basically to give people who are minorities, black, brown, people of color, opportunities in the comics industry that they normally wouldn't get. Is what that is. Brother Devereaux, thank you for the 16 months. Good Lord, 16 months and in Blerd Club. Appreciate you.
Says, Strange, don't tag my name in anything. I don't want to talk to you after the news I found out today.
Was it said Spain's slaughter of indigenous may be seen as woke. Spain's slaughter. Oh. See, here's the thing. So, a lot of people, when you... What's the best way to put it? When people see something happening in a... they see something happening in a comic or a movie or a TV show that makes them have to think, or not even makes them think, but like they feel like they have to think about it, that makes them feel that way a lot of times. I feel personally, my experience. A lot of times it's just people doing normal shit that you see in the real world, but people are like, oh, it's woke because you made me feel things. I don't know. It's crazy. Gokon Shuri, baby father with the $5 says, imagine Matt Murdock finding out about this Eternals information. His head will explode. Dude, I ain't gonna lie. It would fuck Matt's head up. And the thing is, Matt knows a lot of this shit. That's the thing that's kind of crazy that I think is interesting about comics and the Marvel Comics universe especially, is that you don't really find too many religious characters in DC. Not to say there aren't any, but there are any who are just famous for being religious. But you have characters in the Marvel Comics universe like Nightcrawler and Daredevil, so on and so forth. And these characters are very devout Christians, but they live in a world where there's only a dude next door who is the Norse god of thunder.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally space gods that come down to the earth every so often and fuck shit up. There's a whole but at the same time, there's a whole ass Mephisto running around too. So it's just like, it's like, it's really weird. It calls their faith into question, but also I think maybe even reaffirms it sometimes. I don't know. It's really weird. We also got Chi-Town Dan with the $5 super chat. You know who used to roll with the BK? Exodus. He's right. He's actually correct. Carter's right. X-Men in the MCU confirmed. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know this, but Benet du Paris, a.k.a. Exodus, the X-Men character, former acolyte and current member of the Quiet Council in good standing, he used to run with the Black Knight back in the 12th century during the Crusades, which is just crazy to think about. Because sometimes you forget that Exodus is that old. CT Cook with the $5 super chat says, was Pip CG or live action? Hashtag save Finn Jones. So, okay. Pip was a CGI character. He was a CG character, and he was definitely a drunkard. When he showed up, he was drunk off his ass. Matter of fact, you saw his tankard of beer hit the floor before you actually saw him. It was kind of hilarious, and Patton Oswalt played him to perfection. I loved it. I fucking loved it. But that said, let's jump into our next things. We still got other shit to talk about. Carter, are you a fan of Spider-Man?
It depends on the Spider-Mans.
Well, I don't know if you know this, sir, but one of Spider-Man's buddies got a trailer this week.
Which buddy is this?
This is
You better not be talking about that damn Uncharted Tom Holland trailer. You better not.
No, I'm not.
Better not.
No,
boy.
I'm talking about Dr. Michael Morbius.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
okay.
I didn't know where that was going. Well, I use that because that's usually how most people know Morbius is through Spider-Man. But we got a Morbius trailer this week, and we're gonna take a look at it.
Okay.
Let's see. You got? I sent. Did I send you the trailers?
Let me see.
I can't remember if I did or not. I probably didn't. Yeah, no, I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay. I couldn't remember, but I did. Okay. Cool. I have the trailer pulled up. It is ready. We're going to take a look at this trailer. We're going to break it down. We're going to see what's going on in it. And hopefully see something good.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready in 3, 2, 1. Click.
You need a doctor? I am a doctor.
That ain't what he asked you.
Is this basically the trailer they showed last year or so?
There are some reused footage from it, but there's a lot of new stuff.
We have to push the boundaries, take the risks. If you're gonna run, do it now.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd have ran. I would not have gotten vampire powers.
Been missing for 2 months. Then you were found on a container ship that washed up off a Long Island.
Hey, it's Tyrese, and he's not crying.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in this.
I forget the name of the character he's playing, but the character is typically white.
The name of his character is I Don't Give a Shit, because I don't give a shit about Tyrese.
I went from dying to be more alive than ever.
It worked.
Not exactly.
Oh shit!
Have increased strength and speed, and some form of bat radar.
I like the effect they use on his eyes. It's
What else can I
weird and unsettling.
You a whole ass doctor, but said bat radar. You couldn't
Yeah,
say sonar. Like
That was
anything.
yeah. That was weird.
Like I said, bat radar.
Oh shit! I didn't, dude. Did you catch that?
What was I catching?
We'll go back to it. We'll go back to it. But dude, he just cut that dude's whole head off.
That does look almost like the Morbius from the Spider-Man
It
cartoon a
does.
little bit.
Dude.
We haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco.
They are referring to Venom.
Okay.
Hey, Dr. Mike. You and I should
Doctor Who in this?
Mm-hmm. Matt Smith. Yep.
What has Batman done in this?
do anything to save a life. But I don't know what I'm capable of.
You save lives, you don't take them.
You don't know Morbius.
Are you here to heal the world? Or to destroy it?
Dude.
I do like the face. That's dope.
I like that shit. That shit's nice. I
That's
like that
dope.
when he was flying earlier. I don't know if you caught it. The purple.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
I know. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
This fool. Okay, so I want to go back.
Fuck her.
I want to go back. So there
I
was
don't like that Tyrese is the antagonist. Like, what could you say to a man that's turned to a vampire? Like what you gonna tell this nigga? I'm not gonna put you in. If you don't put your hands behind your back, I'm not gonna put you in waist deep too. Like, what the fuck are you gonna say to Jerry?
this man said waist deep too.
I don't give a fuck about. I hope. Please tell me Tyrese catches it in this movie.
I mean, he probably will. But no, okay. I don't know if you caught this in the trailer. There's a couple of moments, actually, some moments that lend some credence to the wider Marvel universe, as it were. Let me see if I can actually find it. There's one where I'm pretty sure. What was the name of? What was the name of? Excuse me. What was the name of Peter's? Not Peter's company. His was Parker Industries. What was that other company that Harry's wife had?
Alchemax.
Alchemax. Okay, never mind. That's not what I saw then. I thought they had something. I thought they had something to do with. There was something Horizon. I can't remember.
Are you talking about Horizon Labs?
Yeah,
But
Horizon.
No, Harry's lady. That was Alchemax.
Okay, who was Horizon Labs? I can't remember.
I think that was who Peter worked for before Parker Industries. I could be wrong.
Okay, let's see. So here, I actually have it right here. Boom.
Yeah, I just put it on myself.
Look, right there.
Yep, it was Max Modell. Yeah, that was
Max
from
Modell.
Superior,
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that was
what it
Superior Spider-Man. That's where
Yeah.
Peter worked before Parker Industries.
That's right.
I was right.
So there you go.
Hmm.
So Horizon is right there.
Okay.
Just chilling. But that's not the only one. There's another one here. Let me see if I can find it, because they showed it was like a blink and you'll miss it. Let's see if I can try and see if I can find this shit. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. Where did you go? I think it was after the. Okay, well here's this shot. This one I actually thought was pretty cool. So you look on here, and you see Rhino on the loose. Zoo hoax fools us all.
I bet not see Paul Giamatti in that damn rhino suit.
Oh no, it gets even better. Black Cat, friend or foe?
Who could they get for Black Cat?
I don't know. Well, you know who? You remember who was Black Cat? An amazing, an amazing Spider-Man.
I don't, because I've seen bits and pieces of that movie. I've never fully watched one.
Oh,
or
you've never
two.
seen the whole? Okay, so basically, when they did the when they did the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Okay.
Felicity Jones.
Okay, that's who they're talking about. Rogue One girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
chick from Rogue One. She was Black Cat in Amazing Spider, but she didn't get to become Black Cat. Wow, she didn't get to become.
She was just
Black
Felicia
Cat.
Hardy.
She was just
the whole
Felicia
thing.
Hardy, but it was
Gotcha.
implied. It was implied that she was more than what she was, but they never got to do anything with it. I'm trying to see if I can find this other shot. Let's see. Oh, of course, Vulture. There's Vulture. So we know this.
So I remember when this trailer first came out, they were saying that that's not who Michael Keaton is going to be in this movie. That it's separate from the Spider-Man stuff. So do we still know that to be the case, or like what's that situation now?
I'm pretty positive that's Vulture. I'm pretty positive that's Vulture.
I mean, because he's standing there with the police, and you know, at the end of Homecoming, he was in prison and stuff like that. So I do remember that being a point of contention when the original Morbius trailer came out, because he was at the end of that trailer and people started freaking out. But
I think he was in the same prison clothes that he's in right now. Well, but here's the other thing I think about too, is that this takes place or at least presumably takes place after, at the very least, the first Venom.
The first Venom, yeah.
At the very least,
that's brand new.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that was. I wonder maybe if you think and I don't know if you think this, but you think that might have been reshoots.
Maybe it might have been, but what I think might be happening here is that I think they're actually addressing the emergence of the multiverse in this. Not saying anyone in the trailer is, but I think Marvel is here, because if you go back, it kind of explains why that Spider-Man graffiti looks different from the actual Spider-Man. Like, it looks like the worlds are kind of starting to merge. Like, shit's not the way it used to be. I don't know. Because Spider-Man, all the Spider-Man shit has kind of been just kind of walled off to itself. Like, Spider-Man is a part of the MCU, but everything else is in his world and not necessarily connected. However, that has just changed. So, in case you haven't seen, Venom Let There Be Carnage, I apologize. But I'm trying to see if I can actually find this other shot. There's a shot in this trailer. I'm trying to find it. We actually get to see Oscorp. It might be... I'm just going to kind of run through this here while I look for it. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be pretty cool. This part right here, I thought this was actually pretty neat. Dude just, like, literally, he can see the fucking air currents and shit. He's gliding on that shit. That shit was pretty legit. That shit was pretty fucking legit. This shit right here, dude, look how this dude literally, he got hit so hard. He just like, he just seized up. This dude is seized up. This dude looked like, remember when your mom would hit you with the belt, and like you would try to catch that motherfucker, and she would see it and then fake you out and then bop, get you right in the chest. And that's what dude looked like right there. But like, yeah, this, I don't know. This shot, dude, I love this shit. This shit right here. I love shit like this. Because this is how you know motherfuckers are paying attention. This is straight off the Morbius cover. This straight off the Morbius cover. I want a video of y'all are getting any checks for this. Hold on, let me go back. I want to see some. Was it here? No, it was a different shot. There was a different shot, but you can actually see Oscorp just like chilling in the background, just like, oh yeah, man, Oscorp, we just do our thing, we ain't doing nothing crazy. This right here though, Matt Smith. I want to know who this motherfucker playing. I don't trust him.
Yeah, I do want to know who Doctor Who is going to be in this film, because I didn't know he was in it. I didn't know Tyrese was in it.
Yeah, I didn't know Matt Smith was in it either. I want to see.
talking to Morbius, that dude's a villain in fucking everything.
Yeah, no, that's God, I'm trying to remember dude. Here, I'm about to look it up because I don't like not knowing motherfuckers.
I almost called that motherfucker Moriarty because I just finished
Yeah,
watching
dude,
Sherlock
okay.
Holmes.
Okay, dude, I ain't gonna lie. I'm so glad you said that first because I almost called him Moriarty. I almost called that motherfucker Moriarty straight up. I almost did it. But no, that is I'm trying to remember this guy's name. Jared Harris. Because the fucked up part is, I literally have seen this dude. I literally just got done watching The Expanse not that long ago as well. So, like, that's the other thing I know him from. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, Matt Smith is listed as Lozias Crown?
Boy, I thought you was going to say lasagna.
No. I'm actually trying to figure... Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. I know who he is.
You just spoiled something?
No. Not at all. But it does make me wonder how they're gonna play this. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody else wants to know this shit, but he's playing. Because I just said his name, you can easily look it up and find out. He's playing Hunger. He's playing Hunger in the comics.
Okay.
Which I don't expect a lot of people to know who that is unless you're just incredibly well versed. Unless you're just incredibly well versed in Morbius. But it took me, like, honestly, seeing the guy's like Christian name threw me for a loop. Because it wasn't who I was expecting it. It wasn't who I was expecting it to be. But for those who are curious, it's that guy. This is Hunger from the comics. That's who he's going to be playing. So there you go. We now know. We now know things. And it's literally killing me that I can't find this fucking shot from earlier. But yeah, I do find it very, like, because let me look at this other thing too, because I kind of want to see who is it that, they don't say who Jared Harris is playing either. Who Jared Harris is playing is not listed, which basically kind of lets you know they're keeping that shit a secret. They do not want Simon Stroud is who Tyrese is playing. So yeah, there you go. If you're curious. And then of course, Adria Arjona is her last name. She's playing Martina Bancroft, who is as far as I know.
You said Bancroft. I'm thinking of Ravencroft. Okay.
Yeah, no. I know what you were thinking.
Yeah.
She is a character. Okay, so let me see if I'm gonna go back and find her in this trailer. Let me see if I can find a shot with her. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Also, I want to savor this because this shot is so. I don't know why this shot is such money to me. But here, this shit right here. When you see that fucking purple come off his ass, dude, that's money. Dude, I love to see shit like that. But this chick right here, Adria Arjona, she's playing Martine Bancroft. And she is another character who ends up becoming a vampire later. But she's not like a living vampire like Morbius. She becomes like just a straight up fucking vampire later down the road. I don't know if she's going to be a vampire in this movie. That is a whole ass other can of worms.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. I'm curious to see how that kind of plays out. But yeah, dude, this shit's just wild, dude. I just love, and once again, like I said, it's a look that I don't think they could have pulled off way back. Like, remember in the 90s? You remember the Blade DVD that had the deleted scene
Okay.
where it showed Morbius was gonna be like the next villain in the movie, but then they never went with it. Like that is like they never would have been able to pull this off. Like here, let me go back just a step. I just want to go back just.
You got to remember how the Blood God looked in that Blade movie.
Dude, he looked ugly as fuck. Dude, look at this shit. Dude, they would not have been able to do this shit back then. I'm sorry. And you know what? You needed somebody as extra as fucking Jared Leto to do this shit. You really did. You really fucking did. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. But yeah, dude, I love this shit. This shit's just fucking crazy.
It'll be good if I'm hoping the movie does well because Sony needs a dub.
They do well.
Sony
Yeah.
Just because I don't really count Spider-Man. I don't really.
That was
count
Marvel.
Venom.
That was more Marvel than Sony.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. And for anyone who says anything, yes, I know Sony owns the shit. But I'm saying Marvel was the one that really. If there was no MCU, that movie would not have done numbers like it did. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it would not.
Spider-Man is money. Venom is money. So I'm really hoping this does well.
Dude, people went to go see Venom 1 and 2 just based on the hope that they'd see a crumb of Spider-Man. And I'm not lying when I say that. I'm not lying when that's not conjecture. There are a lot of people who went to go see that movie just out of pure curiosity, hoping.
Scott Fitzgerald, oh my God. Sony's last W was Life.
Damn.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
When you say it like that, it hurts. You
You
say it
gotta
like
stop.
that, it hurts even more.
You gotta
hurts.
stop.
It
Jesus
hurts.
Christ.
I'm sitting here. I'm trying to see if I can find this shit. It's fucking bugging the shit out of me that I can't find the shot. But yeah, dude, it's craziness. It's craziness. I will say, it's the A Train. But anyway, there it is. Found it. It has eluded me this entire fucking time. Bam, Oscorp. So we got Horizon and Oscorp in this motherfucker. Alchemac's gonna show up at some point. Y'all just wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna show up. I feel vindicated now. There you go. I ain't crazy.
Yeah, but like I said, I just hope this one works out for him. I as far as I know, they're still trying to do this Sinister Six shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping this film actually works out.
Yeah.
Like you said, Jared Leto was a really good pick. That was a smart pick, just because of Jared Leto being Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm. He gonna be extra. I can tell you right now, this motherfucker probably wanted all his drinks, all his beverages put in blood bags, so he could drink from the blood
I wouldn't
bag.
be surprised if he got one of them women that are in the 30 Seconds to Mars cult and just started biting the shit out of them. Like, I don't know, man.
Look, I'm
hoping because
well, no, he has something to prove. He has something to prove. He wants to make up for Suicide Squad. Because people clowned him for Suicide Squad.
Well,
he's like, nah,
I don't really think he's
up.
looking at it. I don't think he's looking at it as making it up, just because there was a lot of stuff that he said wasn't even put in that movie, and then we have that fucking air cut bullshit. I don't even want.
Look, I'm so tired.
I don't want to get into that.
Fill in the blank cut. No,
I'm just saying. I don't think he feels like he has a point to prove. I mean, he got brought back for the Snyder cut, so he did something.
That is true.
Well, so this would be good.
Even
for
you
him.
could barely see him though. He was out of focus. You could barely see him half the time. He was out of focus.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping it works out. I'm interested in seeing it. I do remember he's getting me just off of nostalgia. Excuse me, just because I remember Morbius from the fucking cartoon with the popped collar. You know, so
with the hand suckers.
Yeah, so it'll be cool to see. It'll be interesting.
He sucked the plasma out your body.
Yeah, because somebody in the chat was saying that the only dubs that Sony has right now is Spider-Man 2 and Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's it. That is like the Spider-Man properties. Those are the only movies that have made them significant money in a long time.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they get that dub. I'm really hoping they get that.
I do too. I hope they get it. I want to get it. Let's move on to the next trailer.
Yes.
We won't spend as much time on this one because I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This one is The Book of Boba Fett.
So can I preface this real quick by
Go
saying
ahead.
that now some people might look at this as sacrilege. Some people might get really salty,
Okay.
but I have never sat down and seen the original trilogy.
Really?
I had a VHS copy of, I believe it was Return of the Jedi. You can correct me if I'm wrong. The only thing I can explicitly remember from that VHS was that Han Solo, I think he sliced open some kind of camel and he put Luke Skywalker in it.
That was Empire. That was Empire Strikes
Okay,
Back.
okay. So I had that on VHS. When
You
I
had
tried to,
you had the better one. You had the better movie.
but here's the thing. That's the only scene that I remember.
Okay,
Just because when I tried to sit down and watch that VHS when I was a wee lad, my uncles had used that VHS to record the Source Awards. So I have never seen. I got to when Han Solo used the lightsaber to cut open the fucking camel or whatever the fuck, and then the Rough Riders came on the VHS.
You hate shit. Yeah,
true story. My uncles
Tauntaun.
recorded over Empire for the Source Awards of whatever fucking year that was. But yeah, I've never seen the original. I've never seen the original trilogy.
Well, dude, it's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
He's like, all right, I'll get to it when I get to it. You just did to me. I now know how my mother feels now. Because my mom will like come to me. She's like, "Oh, I saw this thing on Netflix," and it's like, she'll describe it to him. I'll be like, "All right, I'll check it out when I get."
But that's why I've never really shit on. I've never really shit on anything Star Wars because I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen.
Well, I mean, but that's fair though. You are being a reasonable human being.
Yeah, I've seen The Mandalorian. I've played The Force Unleashed. I've played fucking Jedi Power Battles. If y'all remember that game from fucking PlayStation. But I've seen I've seen the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
I did not watch Attack of the Clones. I saw the end of Revenge of the Sith when he got his arms, legs lopped off. But
okay, so
going back to the original point I was trying to make. So I know a lot of people are crazy over Boba Fett. I know he got eaten by the worm from Dune, but people still love him.
The Sarlacc pit.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, let me set this up for you, Carter, because I want you to understand what's going on. Have you seen The Mandalorian, at least?
Yes. I'm completely caught up.
So, yeah, okay. So, you know that Boba Fett is his character. He used to be a major deal in the original trilogy. He did fall into the Sarlacc pit, which was a comedy of errors, which has kind of sullied his good name in the eyes of many fans, but he has recently had a resurgence. The actor playing him, was it Tamora? Tamora, I don't want to say Tamora Smith, but I think it might be his last name. Let me see here. I gotta double check myself because I don't like Tamora Morrison. So he played Jango Fett in the prequel trilogy, and so when they brought back the character of Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, they got him because Boba Fett's supposed to be a clone of Jango Fett. Which, whatever. And of course, we got Ming-Na. Ming-Na Wen is back from The Mandalorian as well. This takes place after Mandalorian Season 2. So Boba and Ming-Na are just out here living their best life. Let's get in this trailer, man. Let's 3, 2, 1, and click.
Bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise. I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer.
Damn. Boy. So this is called a Tatooine standoff?
I intend to rule with respect.
Dude. I think this is Robert Rodriguez, isn't it?
I think so.
This motherfucker just showed up like the Godfather.
Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want.
Dude, he broke that
He had
dude
spoken such
off.
excellence to Jabba. He'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please. Speak freely.
I ain't gonna lie. I like this version of Boba. That motherfucker gangster. He gangster. I like him. I like him.
Go ahead and say what you want to say.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I want to go back. Wait, where is that shit? Look, I love how this motherfucker, he literally just leaned back. Look.
Say what you want to say.
No, go.
Go ahead.
No, talk your shit. Talk your shit. This dude. No, I love this shit. I fucking love this shit. Look, I mean, first of all, I just like fact Tamora Morrison out here living his best life. This man just out here. This man finally get the check. He's like, man, that first run with Star Wars was some bullshit, but now I'm getting that bag. Look at him, just out here. He said, man, look, I got that Aqua Bro money. I get to kiss on what's that girl name? Tom Cruise ex-wife, Nicole Kidman's. He's like, and I get to hang out with Ming Na. Look, I'm out here. I love this shit, dude. Just I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but this is actually my favorite part of Star Wars. The gangster shit. All that underworld, criminal underbelly, that seedy underbelly shit that they do. Fuck them damn Jedi. I don't give a fuck about the Jedi. I don't give a fuck about the Jedi. I don't give a fuck about the Skywalkers. I don't give a fuck about the Darth Vaders, except for every once in a while. All I care about is this shit. When The Mandalorian first came out, and I've been saying this shit for years, I was like, dude, why don't they just do a story that don't have shit to do with Jedi? It's just fucking, smugglers, bounty hunters, criminals. The most interesting part of Star Wars, to me, if I'm being honest. And they've never done it. They do it in the books, in the video games occasionally, but they never do it like this. And then when The Mandalorian came out, everybody was like, oh my God, this is the best show ever. And I'm like, see, I've been telling y'all motherfuckers. This is why I've been asking for this shit since, since the prequel trilogy originally came out, is when I first started really, kind of having that mindset that, do the criminal underworld. This is the shit that puts butts in the seats. This is the shit that people this is not like anything else y'all are doing. And it's like, you tease it, but they never actually lean into it. And now it's like, now everybody's like, oh yeah, man, dude, this is the shit I like. Motherfucker, y'all didn't know shit existed. But now it does, and it's great. Carter, what did you think?
I enjoyed what I saw from him in The Mandalorian. So I was going to check out anything when I saw the ending that said that the book of Boba Fett was coming soon. I was hype already because I didn't, like I said, I knew of the character, but once he had that armor on and those stormtroopers got broke off in the most just horrifying way.
Dude, woo!
And then when he blew up the one ship and then it fell into the other ship.
Dude!
Motherfucker just... And then the music came with it. I'm like, okay, that was G. That was gangster.
I love that shit.
I like
love
Boba
that
Fett.
shit. But that's the thing, though. They let Boba Fett be a badass, which they don't let him be.
And, that was going to be my point, is that in The Mandalorian, that motherfucker looked gangster. But from what I have heard from people, this nigga never did any of that.
No, he didn't. Okay, you know the most gangster shit he did in Empire?
Okay.
Two things. And one of them he didn't even actually do. The most gangster shit he ever did was when all the other bounty hunters were trying to track down the Millennium Falcon. Everybody else fell for the trick. Except Boba. That motherfucker hid with the trash. That motherfucker hid with the trash of the meteors and shit, and he ended up following the Millennium Falcon. He was the one who actually was able to keep up with Han and all them. And then he put the motherfucker, they put him in carbonite. And what was it? He had a line where he said, yeah, he's no good to me dead. Basically saying, don't kill the motherfucker with the carbonite shit. And then what was it? And then Darth Vader, the only reason you knew Boba was a badass was because Vader talked to him differently than everybody else.
Okay.
Like, everybody else he was real dismissive towards. But, like, he was like, look, man, no disintegrations this time. And you like, wait, he disintegrating fools? Oh, shit, this dude gangster. Vader was like, look, man. I mean, he kind of said it with some attitude, but like you could tell Vader knew that motherfucker wasn't supposed to be fucked with. Like he was like, look, man, I know I can fuck with the Force and shit, but man, you out here disintegrating fools. All right, I can't do that. I can't do that. I got this respirator and this calculator on my chest. But no, I loved that aspect of him. But then he got clowned. He got clowned in Return of the Jedi by a blind-ass Han Solo. Han didn't even know the motherfucker was there. He literally was like, Chewie was like, hey, Boba Fett's behind you. He was like, Boba Fett? Where? Turned around and didn't even swing in the right direction to hit Boba Fett, but the backside of the spear he was holding popped that motherfucker in the jetpack and sent him flying. So if you ever wonder why people hate Return of the Jedi, that's why. Like, Boba Fett fans, because that was the thing. So Luke gets on Jabba's sail barge and is about to fight Boba Fett. And we're like, oh shit, we about to see Boba Fett and Luke Skywalker fight. And then as soon as Luke pulled that lightsaber out, Boba Fett like, nah, pimp, put that shit down. And he's like, oh shit, Boba's a badass. And then that's the end of it from right there. That's the end of it. It all goes downhill from there. Oh, God. But anyway, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with this. I want to see this. I'm going to watch this. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm not going to watch it. This is going to be fucking amazing. I'm here for it. Carter, let's get into some other shit. Real quick, I don't want to spend too much time on this because it is conjecture. But, or this part isn't conjecture, but the part that's going to come after is. So, do you remember who Amy Hennig is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Amy Hennig was the dev. I think she used to work for Naughty Dog.
Yeah, she worked for Naughty Dog with Uncharted, and then she went to
BioWare, EA, yeah.
Because she was working on a Star Wars game that ended up getting put to bed. Yeah,
it got put to bed. And everybody was pissed because they were like, dude, this game could have been something. Like, no one knew what the game was.
Yeah, the only one they knew at the time was the M-rated something 13.
It was Star Wars 1313.
Thank you. There you go.
Yeah, but people were pissed because they were hoping that, because, it's Amy Hennig. She worked on Uncharted. Of course, the game she's working on is probably going to be lit, right? Well, then the game got canceled, and there was a bunch of... This was kind of before all the Me Too shit was going on, but there was some implications that some foul shit went down at EA, at BioWare, and Naughty Dog, and some other shit. There was some implications, but nothing really came out of it. Well, now she has revealed via her Twitter that... her studio, Skydance New Media, is making a Marvel game.
Yeah.
But they have not announced what it is.
Yeah.
And it's got people talking because of another reason. So within 12 to 24 hours. Are you familiar with Janina Gavankar?
That sounds familiar.
Okay, so she was the woman who portrayed the main character of Battlefront 2.
Okay.
She recently came out on Twitter and confirmed that she has been cast in the game.
Okay.
For those who know what I'm talking about, this is actually who I'm referring to, Janina Gavankar.
The story mode.
She was the story mode
2 that nobody really played.
Right. Well, but here's the thing, though. She was so passionate about being in that game. There was like people wanted it to be good. People wanted the game to be good because she just was so into it. You could tell she loved being a part of all of it. And then you come to find out, it's like, oh shit, you know, this motherfucker.
This is for the people who were talking to me in chat.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But no, but yeah, so she basically came out and she revealed that she is attached to this game,
Mm-hmm.
and it got people talking. So as rightfully as they should. But the thing is, no one knows what the game is, and no one has any idea exactly what the hell is going on. Now, the part that makes things interesting is that Kevin Smith's ass might have just leaked what the game is.
Oh, wow.
So, on Fat Man Beyond, you know, his co-host is Mark Bernardin, who is a comic book writer.
Yeah.
Well, as it turns out, Mark Bernardin revealed on Fat Man Beyond that he is writing for a Marvel video game.
Okay.
And, of course, he will not say what it is because there are NDAs. However,
Well, I remember when that fucking podcast was literally just Kevin Smith talking to Batman anybody's.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was all it was called Fat Man on Batman, and now it turned into just whatever the fuck that.
It just is what it. He just talking about whatever the fuck he want, whatever he want. He don't care. But based on the chat, based on the chat and the timestamps, from the podcast and the stream, people believe they know what the game is now. Because Kevin Smith does say at one point that he said from reading the chat, he said people instantly guessed what the game was. And they said based on how the chat was reading at the time, there were two viable guesses. And those guesses, and they may disappoint you, Carter, it was either Ant-Man or Fantastic Four.
Disappoint me. I'm not checking for him.
Well, there you go. That is more. There you go. Well, but here's the thing, though. I'm hoping that it's Fantastic Four.
If it's Fantastic Four, I'm not checking for it unless the maker is in there somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
if it's just the first family.
I tell you what, I will
it.
say this though: if they did it the way that they did that the Guardians of the Galaxy game that just came out not too long ago is done, I wouldn't be against that. I would not be against that because that game is baller. That game is good. A lot of people weren't checking for that game and they immediately dismissed it because they hated the fact that you couldn't play as the other Guardians. You could only play as Star-Lord. But folks forgot about that shit real quick when they realized how good that game was. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to fuck around and be in a lot of people's top 5s and top 10s for the year.
And I'm wondering if that's because did not a lot of good shit come out this year?
No, a lot of good shit came out, but Guardians of the Galaxy is actually a legitimately good game. It's legitimately a very good, very fun game. I mean, it's fucking good. But that said, we did get news that Marvel's Midnight Suns has been delayed till next year. Or not next year, but the late. Well, it is next year still, but late next year.
Late 2022. Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in March. It's going to wind up coming out closer to maybe around this time next year, which that sucks. But honestly, what was the guy's name? Shigeru Miyamoto. I always like to pull up a quote by Shigeru Miyamoto. And it's one that has always stuck with me because it's a very important quote that I think a lot of people don't take into consideration. Because every time a game gets delayed, people are like, "Oh man, this sucks. This is bullshit, man. Just go ahead and release it." Actually, this quote is the reason why I'm glad studios don't do that. And this is Shigeru Miyamoto from Nintendo, and his quote that a delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. That is why I have the mentality that I have about video game development, and when people say, oh, we're delaying the game, people get upset. I'm like, nah, please, take your time. But I know some people like to do the counter argument about Cyberpunk, saying that a delayed game is eventually good. You're making fun of Cyberpunk, but that's kind of low-hanging fruit, if I'm being brutally honest. That's like a rare instance where a game that was delayed actually was still fucked off. But they were still rushing the game, is the sad part. They were delaying the game and still rushing it at the same time because they were crunching. But so that's why the game came off as bad as it did. But that said, what was the other thing? Oh, Marvel's Avengers, though. You know, speaking of games, Sony called out the Avengers devs. And basically said that yeah, they probably weren't the right fit for that game. But here's the good news. We know when Spider-Man's coming. Because the devs actually they did reveal that there is they have a timeline. Now I think it's November 30th, I believe, is when Marvel's Avengers is going to be releasing that, I believe. Yeah, November 30th is when they're going to be doing it. So there's going to be a Spidey event, but it will only be available to people playing on PlayStation. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, if you're playing on Game Pass or Xbox or even PC, well, too bad. I don't know what else to tell you. We haven't seen anything from it yet, but it looks like if anything's to go by, it'll be interesting. Like I said, I don't even think Marvel's Avengers is a bad game. I just think they made a poor choice when it came to the games as service element. I mean, because when I play with other people, I have a great time. Yeah. I have fun. I'm never annoyed. I'm never pissed off. I'm never like, oh, this game sucks. No, I'm having fun, but it just sucks that it's a games as service game. Let's get into our last thing, and that is the Image Comics debacle. Carter, I think you're familiar with the comic book Workers United.
Yeah, that got brought up sometime this week.
Yeah,
that they're basically a way for them to protect and get their just due.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's basically what it is. At the end of the day, this is a job.
Mm-hmm.
We should be supported. We should be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're unionizing, which is what some places should do. Mm-hmm. It was a very smart thing to do. It was a very bold thing to do. I hate that it took this long.
Yeah.
Because of our conversation with Ryan Stegman and Donnie Cates, it really put things in perspective. And when I was on Ryan Stegman's show, and he and Chip Zdarsky talking about how, like, people were, because I was someone who asked, like, why don't you take breaks like the Brian K. Vaughns and Neil Gaimans and stuff like that? And they were flat out, and there are no breaks.
No,
we got shit to do.
Yeah, you got books to sell.
Exactly. So knowing that they now have this to take care of them, I thought was really great.
Mm.
And then Image came out and was like, nah, because a lot of the people that put this union together were people, I think, that were formerly with Image.
Yes, this is true. This is very true.
So I think it was a tweet that came out that basically said that even though this union was put together by people from Image, going on so well.
Yeah, that was what happened. That was precisely what happened. Which, okay, I want to just point out something that I find incredibly ironic. Carter, we remember Image, right? We remember Image. We grew up during a time where Image was coming out, and it was the new hotness. It was new kid on the block. What was Image? It was guys from Marvel and DC saying, fuck y'all, we going to do our own shit. That's what it was. It was the most gangster shit anyone had ever done. Like, no one had done anything like that. I mean, yeah, you had Milestone that did something similar, but Milestone still worked with DC. So they were still technically a part of the mainstream system. Now, Image just straight up said, no, fuck this shit. We on our own. You had big names. You had guys like fucking Eric Larson, who, whatever. Rob Liefeld, whatever. You had Todd McFarlane. You had, who was it?
Mark Silvestri.
Yeah, Mark Silvestri. Dude, it was so many huge names, and they all ran off to Image. And there's even a documentary about the shit, what was it called? So Much Damage. They actually broke down how all that played out and why it ultimately kind of went the way it ended up eventually going. But they basically did a thing. They put out a statement. Because, this is basically being done. And why I find it so funny that Image is taking the stance with it, because Image wouldn't be started if it weren't for people doing something kind of like this. Image was kind of in its own way a comic book creators union in a way. But they basically said that they came out with a statement that said, for years, publishing workers have watched our professional efforts, support creators, and delight readers. Sadly, we have also watched that same labor be taken for granted at best and exploited at worst. Keeping our heads above water was the new normal before the pandemic, and since its onset, we have been expected to take on even larger workloads with fewer resources. Our workforce and the comic book and publishing industry as a whole is overtaxed and undervalued. This is detrimental not only to general staff, but also to the creators we are paid to serve and the audiences they in turn work to entertain. Our labor is integral to the comic book industry. It requires specialized skills, dedication, and makes quality publishing possible. We love what we do, but loving what you do doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't ask for improvements to your working conditions. It is with this in mind and with great hope for the future of Image Comics and the comic book industry itself that we announce our intent to form a union and request voluntary recognition. Now, here's the problem. Image has come out and said, no. That's basically what they said. I mean, they came out with a statement, but they basically said, no, we're not doing it. We're not going to voluntarily recognize you as a union, which
it's not surprising. I think because you're more so heavy into the wrestling stuff than I was. But I remember when people were constantly talking about trying to get a union for the pro wrestling, and then those people were immediately tossed the fuck outside.
Oh yeah, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah,
he was one of the chief people talking about it. You saw what happened to his history in his career with WWE after that.
So just saying everything you just said about this union and what they're trying to accomplish, let me put things in perspective for you all. When I was on Ryan Stegman's on his platform, on his live stream, and he brought up the fact that, like, we have things we have to do. We cannot take breaks.
Right.
Chip Zdarsky brought up the fact that this is Marvel, but he brought up the fact that there are a lot of books that he has had to say no to. Books that he really, really wants to do, but that he cannot do because, again, let me put this in perspective for you all. Even though a lot of you all are excited for Devil's Reign, which is going to be the big Daredevil event that's going to be happening at Marvel, Chip Zdarsky is doing 13 different books.
Batman for DC is one of them.
But just like kind of put that in your head real quick.
Yeah.
He's doing 13 different books
Mm-hmm.
And has had to tell Marvel no because they want him to do more shit on top of the 13 that he is either going to be 9 times out of 10 writing, or and some of them he might be doing art, but he's more so focused on his writing and stuff right now. But just think about that. Like, you know, say you got a 9 to 5, and you're instead of you getting 40-hour work week, you got an 80-hour work week. An 80-hour work week, and that shit is mandatory. And they still want you to do more shit on top of that. That's what this union is trying to. Okay, we need you. In a sense, it's we give and give and give, but what are you all doing to help us?
Right,
Especially what that is. That's why I was trying to bring that up, just to kind of put things in perspective for you all, is because that's basically what they're saying is, like, you know, even with the COVID and all this stuff going on, we need help. We deserve certain things. We deserve our help and stuff like that. But that's why I brought up the Chip Zdarsky shit for you, because that's 13 different books from several different companies, because he has as well as a TV show that he's also having to do. And it's the same old when it comes to the financing and the recouping and stuff like that. So that's just more so to give you all a general idea of what this is trying to not necessarily put a stop to, but I want what I'm owed, basically.
Well, and I saw someone bring up manga that American comic writers get more breaks than manga writers. That is true, but that don't make it better. And that also is not to say that manga writers should have a union as well. They should. Mangaka should have a union, because they would probably be treated better. They have quicker turnarounds because they release more comics than we do in the States, which is actually a very impressive feat. And more regularly, which is even more crazy to think about when you consider that, here, new comics come out every Wednesday. And that is true. There's, a different day for them, but there's a higher volume, and a lot of the same people working on the same shit. And yeah, it's bad. Like, I don't care what country you're in. It's bad. There needs to be a union. This shit needs to be straightened out. Not only that, but the people who create these things, is another thing that was kind of loosely talked about in those statements, was that they're not getting compensation or compensated in the way they should when these companies go on to make a movie that is making $1 billion, or making a TV show that's the most talked about TV show in recent memory that's based off their work. They're not getting the same coins that these other guys are getting, because someone basically took their work and traced over it. And I know that's a very dismissive thing to say, because yes, it actually is a lot of work to take a comic and adapt it for screen, but the blueprint you've already been given. You know what I'm saying? So like case in point, it's the reason why, even though what was it? Sin City. I like use Sin City as an example. When Robert Rodriguez made sure that Frank Miller was so involved in the making of that movie, that was probably the most respect you'll ever see a comic book creator ever get in regards to adapting their work. Like, that's and honestly, I'm not saying that's how it should always be, but maybe that should kind of be closer to the norm, because you're taking this person's work and you're putting it on the screen. Well, why not give this person something to do? Give them some kind of credit. Maybe let them rewrite the script, since, they wrote it in the first place. Let the artists who maybe, I don't know, drew the comic, maybe let them do some of the designs for the movie. Maybe let them design the costumes. I don't know. But as far as the industry as a whole, the actual working environment, yes, these people need to be given time. They need to be given compensation for the hard work they're doing. They need to maybe get a better cut. This whole work for hire bullshit, that's kind of a point of contention right now because of all the shit going on with the Ditko estate. And and the Lee estate and all this shit that's going to be up for grabs here in the next couple of years. Like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Black Widow, Thor, the Avengers as a whole, all that shit. Maybe if you pay these people, stop treating them as, oh, it's just a work for hire thing, industry might be in a better place. I mean, the comics industry ain't hurting. It really ain't. Contrary to popular belief, I know a lot of people say, oh, the comic industry's dying. It's not dying. It's far from it, actually. New comics are coming out all the time. If it was dying, you wouldn't see new comics coming out. Just saying. And I'm not talking about, oh, the next issue of this. I'm talking about, like, actual new properties are coming out. So, yeah, it's fine. But, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know. But I think you and we're on the same page here with this shit. This shit should have been out 5 ever. This should have been 5 ever ago. But better late than never. Yeah, better late than never. Carter, do you have a recommended for the week? I can't hear you.
I do have a recommended, and it was up. I almost changed my tune because I completely forgot that crossover came out this week. But
let me guess.
What?
Let me guess. Is it Human Target?
It is not Human Target. Human Target was one of the books that I read this week.
Okay.
That I really enjoyed. But no, my pick of the week is Icon and Rocket.
Okay.
My pick of the issue number Quattro.
Okay.
I think
yes,
it's
issue number 4.
Another solid issue. I'm really, I may have missed out on the milestone stuff from back in the day, but I'm completely focused on the milestone that I'm having access to now, and I'm loving every minute of it. This is slowly becoming my favorite book from the 3. Maybe that'll change because you've been dick riding Blood Syndicate for the fucking longest. But
hey, Blood Syndicate is good, man.
We got a Ha Davis reference. We got black folks in the barbershop talking about LeBron is better than Kobe. We got what's another instance we had? We had a group of gangbangers pulling out the blicky on an alien.
Yep.
Which I think that was one of the funny.
That was actually pretty fucking wild.
how Rocket is talking to him. They were say less. And
dude just pulled the straps. They just pulled the straps. I was dead.
But yeah, that Ha Davis reference took me out, and I don't know how many people caught it. I asked about it this week when I was streaming Lost Ark, which I've been trying to get into. But yeah, I wonder how many folks actually caught the Ha Davis reference in that issue. But yeah, it's another solid issue of Icon and Rocket.
Okay.
Rocket actually fucked up. So I'm wondering what was gonna come of that. But I don't want to spoil anything when it comes to that book. But yeah, Icon and Rocket, that was another good issue to me.
Crossover is a pretty easy one for me.
Okay.
Number 9, I believe it was. Crossover number 9. It was it honestly, for no other reason than like it had Powers jokes, which I thought was amazing. Like, because the detectives from Powers have Ellie hemmed up, interrogating her. She's like, please don't do the Powers thing.
Yeah.
And then the dude kept making the joke like people talking in rooms. Yeah. and then what do they do? They like when she accuses them of doing the Powers thing, and then what do the motherfuckers start doing? Having full on back and forth, just boop 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 boop.
You would think you were reading Powers again.
It fucking was. And I love how she's just like, dude, y'all are doing the Powers thing. And they're like, no, we're not. What do you mean? And it just keeps going.
I'm gonna tell you that would have been my favorite moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then the ending happened.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
Oh,
I don't even
God.
want to say who it is.
Now I see
Ooh.
why Donnie Case is saying that people are hitting him up like you can't do that.
Yeah.
This issue with a bullet is exactly what he was talking to us about when people are hitting him up saying, "Yo, no."
You can't do this. Legal is calling Donnie right now. They're like,
So this is
no.
great.
Well, and like I said, I don't want to say who. There's two. Well, for one, there's two reveals. One, the most recent comic book creator to be murdered, and it was not who I was expecting to be based on all the conversations that were happening in the comic at the time.
I wasn't expecting who caught it, and I was not expecting who they're saying did it.
Yep, dude. Look, who caught it and who threw it? I was just like, because all I was saying is there's a shot where I think it's Pilgrim is holding up the murder weapon, and they can't do it exactly the way it is in the comic that it comes from. They can't have it drawn the same way. But when you look at it, all I'm going to say is the first thing you're going to think of, all I will say is it's a writer who is very popular in DC Comics, and the character is a character that very likely is very popular.
That's crazy.
Also in DC Comics.
Wait, Eric July would tell you that you were lying. What are we lying about? Why we bringing up Young Ripper? What happened?
I was say, what does Ripper have to do with it?
I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm trying to see what people were talking about.
Hold up.
I had to look at a particular Jerry Duggan tweet on it. Wait, what are we talking about?
Oh, they're talking about the other thing, what we were talking about before. That was like from earlier, yeah.
Okay.
But no, yeah. I mean, fine. He would tell me I'm lying. That's fine. I don't
know the context of what they were talking about. But
I would tell him that he is. I would tell him he's full of shit himself. So there you go.
I don't even know the context of what we're talking about.
And the difference is,
I'm still trying to figure that out.
And the difference is, I would be laughing the whole time telling him that. But we got. I know I missed some from earlier because I know we got one that I can't find now, and I apologize for that. But if you type out what it was you said, I'll go back and look it up. Or I'll answer what you said. Whoever was that put the super chat that I can't find, but it was from like before this one. Bad Boy in the Cup with the $2 super chat says this is giving Boardwalk Empire in Space. They're talking about the Book of Boba.
Boba Fett. Okay.
Yeah, I meant to actually go back and read some like while we were talking shit, and I lost track of everything. And then Gokon Shuri's baby's father with the $5 super chat says, "You're right, Blerd. I wish you'd talk to these companies. Maybe Dragon Ball Z Evolution wouldn't be triple dumpster juice."
Okay, they're talking about the state that Eric July would say you're lying when it pertains to the state of comics. I got
you. Whatever. Dude, he doesn't actually read comics. He just looks at the pictures. There you go. I said it. I don't care.
I don't know. I
don't give a fuck. I ain't scared of that motherfucker.
No, I'm not saying you are. It's just, I don't know that nigga. You've had the conversations with him.
Yeah, he ain't shit. Well, what am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to be scared of him because he's in a rock band?
Fuck.
A bad one at that.
What the fuck? You know how many women in karaoke bars I've told I've been in a band just to smash in the parking lot?
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude. I was gonna say you ain't shit.
I just did.
Well, he just backed the Sam Cedar, wore his ass out.
I don't know who that is.
He's a political debater and political.
Oh. Okay.
That's how he kind of got more popular because people started checking in on him because of that shit. Sam Cedar's I think Sam Cedar's got like almost 1 million. I forget exactly how many, but he does the Majority Report. Okay. It's his show, but he has like 1.16 million subs. But because Rip is a fucking ridiculous thick-brained libertarian, which is basically a diet Republican, which is actually worse.
What the fuck is that?
So basically, like I've
never heard of a diet Republican before.
Well, the reason why I say it is because a lot of their views are kind of like what alt-right people would kind of be into, or even just regular right-wing people would be into. but they're
Okay.
dangerous because they always seem to have really weird views about how like they always lean a certain way with their vote, which because they may as well just go ahead and lean Republican. It's basically just a way for them to say, oh, we're not Republican, but we're still going to vote Republican, which is why I say they're more dangerous. That's why I call them diet Republicans, because aspartame's actually probably, they have that weird aftertaste. It's like, it's crazy. Not to
Okay,
make
y'all.
diet
First
drinks
of
aren't
all,
great for you
I
anyway.
never told a girl I was the lead singer of Aerosmith. My friend and I would say we were in a band, and since I know that looking at me, you would not believe it, but the one thing that women have seen at some point in their lives is drumline. So I would just tell them I was in the band on the drums. That's it. That's it. My friend would be singing Simple Man. I would be slowly trying to lead them to the parking lot.
Hey, I ain't mad at you.
That's it.
It is what it is. But no, anyway. That's it.
What are you getting into today, sir?
Oh, we haven't done questions yet.
We have not.
Did you forget?
Honestly,
We didn't do questions yet. We're almost done. We're gonna go through.
No,
Discord.
I thought I had pulled them up, and I didn't see any. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
no,
fine.
there we got some.
I didn't. I was looking at the wrong tab. My bad.
You good.
we
We got
go.
one from Shadow the Cat 99. Says, I was wondering if you think that Marvel will still move forward with their Eternals plans despite the mixed reactions I've been seeing. I'm sure they will keep the plans. Just curious on your thoughts on what they will do. Thank you guys for all you do. Hope you have a great week. P.S. Love the shirts, Ernie and Carter. But no, okay, so basically, I think the plans are going to stay the same. I don't think Marvel's going to pay attention to any of this bullshit because I don't know if y'all have seen this, but the critic. Okay, so it's a tale of two mindsets. So remember when people were talking about how the movie was getting review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes, this, that, and the other, and then like the critics' reviews were coming out, and the movie was considered to be rotten because Rotten Tomatoes has the dumbest rating system ever. But
I just know that the critics were saying one thing, but
audience
reaction was like, "Yeah, this shit is fire."
Yeah, audiences love it. Critics have not been enjoying it. And honestly, I don't think critics' opinions matter. Marvel is going to listen to the people, at least the people who are saying that they enjoyed it. And I think that's what's going to win out. And as far as I'm concerned, I say stay the course. Do not fucking steer that ship any other fucking direction. Keep fucking going.
I'll tell you what this movie is doing.
What's that?
Or not what it's doing, but I'm really interested in seeing where the MC goes for this chapter. Just because of what we've seen. We got Elaine Bennis, and now the show stuff is actually melding into the movie stuff, and now we're going completely out of left field with the Eternal stuff. So that's why I'm kind of giddy to see what happens, because they can do anything at this point. Now we're gonna have, the Sony stuff getting brought in because of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Because of Eternals, now we have the fucking X-Men confirmed. So it's just, I'm really excited for everything. This is going this is going to show if by doing all this, they can surpass what the 10 years it took us to get to Endgame.
Well, and not only that, but personally, I feel like, like I said, I've said this plenty of times. I see so many people saying, man, I wish they'd do something different. Well, guess what? They did. And so now what? Now what? That's what I keep seeing people say, man, they just do the same old, same old, same old. Well, I didn't feel that way about Eternals. Eternals, I mean, did it follow a Marvel formula? Yes. But did it do it in a way that was different from what I've seen before? Yes. I mean, it is what it is. Not only that, but I think a lot of people mistake the Marvel formula for the hero's journey. And the thing is, the hero's journey is something that's been around for a long time. It's actually the perfect way to tell a story.
Yeah.
It's tried and true. It's tested, and every story fucking does it. So I'm sorry, but You can't have a cake and eat it too. I'm sorry. Donut maker Sakazuki.
Okay, I can basically condense all of that for you.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
While you were basically what he's saying is while you were doing all the research for your Eternals videos, was there anyone in particular was there anything or any character that stood out to you?
The Neil Gaiman
like,
run overall stood out to me. Neil Gaiman run. But I can tell you that they took a lot of influences from the Charlie and Daniel Knopf run when it came to how the movie played out. But as far as characters though, the characters that stick out to me are the ones that basically characters like Druid, because Druid is not like any of the other Eternals.
Okay. You actually answered two of those because he asked for your favorite run and asked for your favorite character, but how did the movie compare to everything that you read in that research?
It was like they took the best parts and remixed it. It was like literally like we took the best parts of your favorite songs, remixed it into another song, into a whole new song, and that song actually turned out to be good.
Okay.
That's basically what it was. Yeah.
Do you know there was a Max series, and have you read it?
Yes. I know there's a Max series. I have read some of it. I haven't read the whole thing. So I don't really have an informed opinion on it.
Yeah.
However, I will say that I still prefer the Gaiman run over what Kieran Gillen is writing right now, and the Gaiman run are my personal favorites. And then we also got asked this one earlier.
Yeah, we got asked that one earlier. That's why I wasn't even worried about it. Urban Prince Strong Style asking, Blerd, do you predict that the Universal Church of Truth and Magnus will be the main villains in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? With Adam Warlock coming to the MCU and the video game doing an amazing job building up Magnus, Raker, and the Church of Truth, I'm wondering if they are coming to the MCU as well.
The Universal Church of Truth I could see happening, but I don't think it should be in Volume 3, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
But I know what he's talking about. Yeah, the video game does that's the thing about the Guardians of the Galaxy video game. It leans into some of the most deep cut ass fucking characters and concepts of the comics. Like a lot of people think it's based on the movies. It's not. It's based on the comics. The Universal Church of Truth does factor into the Guardians video game. And with Will Poulter playing Adam Warlock, I could very easily see them using him as well to play Magus. But yeah, I don't know, man. That one, I think you should introduce the idea of the Universal Church of Truth, but I wouldn't have that Magus turn happen right away. I'd maybe let us get Adam Warlock in first, then maybe like another movie or two down the road, then we do it. But I would like to see it. I think it could happen. I actually think it could happen. And then let's see, what do I want? What do I want for Thanksgiving? And am I inviting? I'm gonna be brutally honest with y'all. So we're gonna be going to my sister and brother-in-law's, and I'm just or actually I wonder if we're gonna be going to other sisters. Either way, I'm just praying that the food is good. That's all I'm saying.
I'm actually surprised that we've now come full circle, and I'm hoping that this year, even though I'm still in LA, maybe this year, y'all, I will finally get a plate.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe I'll finally get a plate. Don't know where, but maybe I'll finally get a plate this year.
Here we go. I did see one earlier. This is actually, we're doing questions from the chat now, and then we'll head out. Bill asked, do we think, basically asking, like, is there more to the Marvel Comics delay than we thought? Going back to the whole thing going on with the union. For what I understand, I was under the understanding it was a printer jam. That does sound kind of weird, but what are you going to do? What?
That's ugly as hell. What you mean, what?
Oh, it's about a printer jam?
Our entire company has been put to a halt because somebody was jamming. They put the crumpled up piece of printing paper in there instead of taking that motherfucker out. They thought they could just kind of put it on the edge or something. even if, like straighten it out a little bit, put it back in there, and fuck the whole Marvel conglomerate up.
Dude, that's fair. Was a question, where is the Silver Surfer since Thor clapped Galactus? He's still around.
Yeah.
I've seen him in some comics pop up here and there.
Because I don't know. I didn't read it. I did buy that book for our friend. Shout out to Bishop. I did buy him Silver Surfer Black. Was he already dead by that point? Or no? Was Galactus already dead in Silver Surfer Black? Or was that
that was
before?
Silver Surfer Black was before.
Gotcha.
If I'm remembering correctly.
Gotcha.
Let's see. That's a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff. I have no comment. Let's see here. So, sir, you're so true. I was talking about Ripper. Yeah, sir, you're so true. His stance, that of his minions, which I constantly debate. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't. That's why I can't fuck with him.
See, this is where you all gonna make fun of me again, because until that back and forth you all had on his channel, I didn't know who that was.
I mean, because honestly, you would only know about him if you were, I don't know, if you're just a person who loved negativity.
Well, no, it's just because it looked like when you all were having your conversation, it looked like it was more of a comic conversation. And, you know, I try to look for people of color when it comes to comic conversations and stuff like that. You know, I didn't want to just watch fucking comic pop all day, but that was somebody that I had never heard of. I knew Comics Explained. I knew a lot of the smaller that were on the rise, but I never knew who a young Ripper was until you all had that tiff.
Well, I mean, like I said, he has a bigger following than me. I'm not gonna deny him that, but I mean, I'd rather have the fans I have right now, the following that I have right now, than to have his. His following's kind of hateful.
All right. A lot of people keep asking this question, and Ryan Allison gave a $5 super chat to ask this question. Your thoughts on The Harder They Fall on Netflix? We've answered this like 3 or 4 times. Ernie has not seen it.
I've not seen it.
I have. I really enjoyed it. I did not know in watching the movie in the opening credits. And also there was a live chat with the cast that happened yesterday morning. I actually meant to send it to you. But you know that shit Clubhouse? You know that app Club? Okay, basically anyway, it was a live chat. Twitter is doing what Clubhouse did, but basically it's just a live chat with the people behind the film, Jay-Z, Regina King.
Yeah, I get the idea. It's basically a commentary track, pretty
much. And it was a live conversation with me and everybody else who was in there. But I didn't know that Jay-Z was one of the producers in the film, and I really, really enjoyed it because that's one of the few Black Westerns I've seen that that was just a really good film. It was a good film. You know, I've seen a lot of like stuff that'll take place back then that's really, when it involves us, that's really, really fucking cornball. Or they really.
Why are you making fun of Posse?
I completely forgot about that fucking movie, to be honest with you.
But now carry on, and then I'm gonna answer this other question we had up.
Okay, but yeah, just to kind of speed my shit up, you don't see a serious movie like that can do the comedy aspect, that can do the serious aspect, that can pull at your heartstrings like that film did. One thing that I will say, just for the people who have seen that movie, there's a certain character that catches it in the film that was a fan favorite. I was happy he caught it. I'll say that.
Damn. Okay then.
Lakeith Stanfield was great. Lakeith Stanfield was great in that movie.
All right.
And there's a gangster scene in that movie. We gotta watch.
Well, I gotta watch it with my wife first, so.
Okay.
But that is also why I have not watched it, because she wants to watch it.
Okay.
And she works weekends, and she works nights, and when she works, she sleeps all day. So there you go. But anyway, the question I was about to answer was, what match are you looking forward to in Full Gear? I would ask about Survivor Series, but no matches have been announced. I'm also not gonna watch Survivor Series. But I actually, if I had to say, I'm really curious about the Lucha Bros versus FTR, if for no other reason than I like seeing the Revival, or I'm sorry, not the Revival, get business. I'm also curious about Bryan Danielson versus Miro.
Okay. Didn't say what I thought you were gonna say.
What do you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Eddie Kingston and CM Punk.
No, I don't. No, I mean I want to see the match. I'm just not I'm not as interested in it.
I don't get the hype around Eddie Kingston. From what I've seen, it's just okay. He a hood New York dude.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say he is. What's the best way I can do it? Okay, best way I can describe it is, when I see him in AEW, I see the same thing people saw in Jon Moxley when he was in WWE. It's like people are just kind of just waiting for the moment that he just loses it and starts being what people know him for. It's kind of what I feel, and I kind of feel like it's kind of leaning in that direction, but I don't see CM Punk losing like right away.
Oh no, I don't think he'll lose. I'm just. Were you always a fan of Moxley?
I mean, yes, but I wasn't a fan of his deathmatch shit. Like I'm not a deathmatch guy. Like I don't like death matches. Like I mean, I watch them and I'll enjoy them for what they are and appreciate the artistry behind them. But for the most part, they make my flesh crawl. Like when people land, like when thumbtacks come out and people land on them, I kind of like, ugh, you know. I'm too empathetic for death matches, because like I feel that shit. Like I'm just like, ooh shit. Like I was watching, what was it, the other day when Britt Baker went against Abaddon, and she slammed Abaddon, like I think damn near face first into some thumbtacks. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh my god. I was like, Abaddon is dead.
That's when I knew not what you're referencing, but I'll never forget that that street fight with Triple H and Mick Foley from Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
When Mick got pedigreed on those thumbtacks, I say it right there. Even when I was young, ain't enough goddamn money in the world.
Nope.
Ain't enough motherfucking money in the world.
Oh no, like I having been hit with a chair. That was one of the things that like made me go, nah, this wrestling thing ain't for me. That shit hurts. That shit fucking hurts. Well, I'm talking about like I'm talking about like a full on like straight to the top of the head, like right in here. Chair shot, like that shit that Rock did to Mick Foley. Like that
I was gonna say, like there's a compilation of when Undertaker get some straight licks in with them chairs. I said, no, I couldn't do it.
I'm good. Nah, I don't like that. I ain't with it. I am curious about Kenny Omega versus Hangman though. That's another one I'm curious about. But if I like overall though, I'm probably more interested in Bryan Danielson versus Miro, because that's gonna determine who's going to go for the title. Hangman might win.
I thought, didn't he just get there?
Hangman?
No, Bryan Danielson. Yeah.
Yes, but they did a tournament.
I thought they were okay. I was gonna say I thought they were doing the whole wins and losses thing. How can he get up?
He has been. Well, he has been winning for the most part. But no, they did a title tournament, kind of like what they're doing for the new women's title. They're doing a tournament. And this is going to be the finals for that tournament.
Okay.
So that's why Miro is replacing Moxley, I think. Because I think Moxley was supposed to be. I think.
Okay, I did see that on Twitter. He went into
rehab.
Yeah, he went into rehab. Okay.
Which I mean, hey, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Because you should seek help, and I'm proud of him.
Yep.
Let's see. Y'all think they're gonna eventually use Tiamat as a base in future Avengers movies? Oh, that's the thing I didn't talk about. With the movie, that was the Celestial. That's the Celestial. What, Tiamat?
Yeah.
Because I think Tiamat's an actual Celestial in the comics.
No, it was. I'm trying to pull him up because I feel like he was on one fucking video game.
Maybe. But, okay, so here's the thing. Here's what a lot of people may or may not realize about Tiamat, is that is the Dreaming Celestial. Tiamat is the Dreaming...
Wait, so now they bringing Sandman characters on?
No. The Dreaming Celestial is who they typically communicate with as the Celestial that gives them their directives and whatnot and what have you, at least from the game and run on out. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. I was actually really into that part. But I wondered that myself. Part of me wondered if they were going to turn him into Avengers Mountain from the Jason Aaron run. I was like, we'll see. Let's see here. Are they going to bring Galactus back? I think Galactus will wind up showing up eventually. Are y'all watching Young Justice? I am. Yes.
I haven't watched the newest episode.
The newest episode? Ooh, man.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
That shit hurt my soul. Oh my
Doom
Lord.
Patrol will always take precedence over anything.
I did watch Doom Patrol too. The recent Doom Patrol. It was also very good.
How you feel about Rita?
I got questions, man. I got questions. You said comic pop. Who? Hey, look, I ain't gonna say nothing because we're peers. We're peers, okay?
Hey, those back issues used to make a shift go by smooth.
Dude, I won't look. I'm just saying. Let's see. Didn't WWE just release like 45% of the roster? Yes, they did.
He said 45%.
Vince McMahon is the real Thanos.
Man.
But no, they released a ton of people. Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux, Ember Moon. Let's see, I'm trying to think who else did they drop.
Could you imagine
Nia Jax! I forgot. They got rid of Nia Jax.
Damn, Big Shirley gone too?
God damn you.
Damn, I thought she was bulletproof. What'd I do?
Let's see here. The releases that came this time, yeah, it was Eva Marie. She just got there. They got rid of Harry Smith, which is the British Bulldog's son, I believe.
Okay.
They got rid of Lindsay Dorado, Grand Metalik, which, to be fair, they asked for their release, so that's whatever. Jeet Rama, Katrina Cortez, Trey Baxter, Zeta Rainier, Jessie Camilla. Wow, they got rid of her. Damn. B-Fab, who, if I'm not mistaken, was...
That's from Hit Row.
That was from Hit Row. They got rid of one of the main dudes from Hit Row. They got rid of Oni Lorcan, who was... I'm not surprised by that, but it just sucks nonetheless. And, of course, and Frankie Monet, John Morrison's wife. They kicked her to the curb.
Okay.
Which is fucked up because she left Impact and skipped over AEW to go there because she thought she was going to get the bag. They gave her more money, and she thought she was going to... Well, I don't think it was even more money. I think she just thought she was going to get to hang out with her husband more. But, yeah.
I hate Galactus, man. I hate that. I like what Al Ewing did with Galactus, and then for that to just get thrown to the wayside so Thor could go ahead and break him off. I don't know. But we've had this conversation sometimes. It's more Superior Spider-Man syndrome. It's good. It's change. It's different, and then reverting back to status quo.
Okay, yeah. No, that I did have a problem. I didn't like. I wish they would have let Galactus develop. Because I did like what they did with him in Ultimates. Jehu said Namor gonna have issues with Tiamat coming up next door to Atlantis.
Oh man.
Did I even think about that?
Oh man.
Dude, you know what I just watched the other day? I just watched I watched the Forever Purge not too long ago.
Is that the newest one?
That's the newest one.
Okay, yeah.
I forgot that the guy that is supposed to be playing Namor is in that movie.
I knew that the pregnant lady was Lex Luthor's sister from Smallville.
Yeah. So the main Mexican guy, the guy that was Juan, that's the guy that's playing Namor.
Okay.
Yeah. The guy that got everybody mad.
Okay.
Um,
You guys what? That's a good question. I know you don't play the game. You gonna watch that new League of Legends series coming to Netflix? Arcane.
I might. Yeah. I might.
I play Valorant, and I'm interested in seeing it. It
Mm.
looks dope. It looks dope. I trust their animated stuff just because Castlevania has not done me dirty yet. I enjoyed Transformers from what I saw.
I like Transformers.
Yeah, we still don't know what's gonna come of Zelda.
Apparently, the script for Devil May Cry has been done.
They keep forgetting that's a thing.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm down. I'm always down. Yeah. So let it be. Let it be. Let it be.
Maybe watching that'll make you want to play League of Legends.
Nah, I'm good. I hate League of Legends. I don't like that game. I don't like its community either. Its community is
They
high-key
community. No,
trash.
hey, if
High-key
you got
trash.
you're part of DBD community, you can handle some League of Legends.
No, because I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, I was this close. I was this close to installing that game again.
No, you say that all the time. You say that all the time.
No, I actually did the last time when I did actually uninstall it. I took a break. I actually took about a week or so. I think it was almost 2 weeks off from DBD.
You ain't got that strength like me, where it's been some months. I ain't touched shit.
Well, I actually
install nothing.
Well, the thing is, I actually enjoyed the game, so there's a difference. But no, I came back for the PTB to see what was changed, and it is changed. They actually did fix some shit. They fixed Dead Hard finally. Dead Hard actually works now.
I like how you're playing that, but then the game I haven't heard you. You want me to play VHS. You got me on that VHS hype train, but you still hard on Dead by Daylight.
Well, no, I can like both because they're not the same game. Like, VHS is the survivors actually trying to kill the monster.
That's Evolve, basically.
Yeah,
VHS is
it's Evolve. Yeah, it's basically Evolve.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, and this is the reason I took the stance because Dowsey had the same stance, and it made me understand better why I am more interested in VHS. It's because they are literally not the same game. They are not the same type of game. I mean, they are the same genre of game, but the play styles are completely different. But that said, that is what I do plan to be doing eventually. I'm hoping at some point to be able to play VHS. I'm hoping to get in on the beta for it. But DBD, I'm still enjoying. I hate playing with trash fucking survivors, and I hate scummy killers. But I mean, it is what it is.
Real quick, because you were talking about the people that got released from WWE. Did you know about Ring of Honor?
Oh, that they are on hiatus? They basically furloughed everybody?
Yeah, they released everybody.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, I did that.
So that's one less place that people can go. Because Ring of Honor was... Because, AEW can't take everybody.
And that's what... You know what? I'm happy you said that, because that's what people are saying in the chat. Is like, AEW is about to get packed. Tony Khan ain't finna get all these folks.
No.
He can't afford it. So it's either Impact...
or New Japan.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what a lot of people are saying is going to happen with Bray Wyatt. That he's going to wind up going to Japan.
I would hope so, and not Impact. Impact is about the size of this goddamn room.
Well, but the thing is, Impact is actually good now. They're actually good now. They're good now. They used to be some hot-ass garbage. But they are actually trying to do shit now. They're actually doing good by their wrestlers. And while it may not be as lit as AEW, it's still fun. It's still a fun show. It's just fun in a different way. It's the same way I can still watch NWA. NWA is still good to me, even though it's not. It's more like old school wrestling.
I completely forgot about them.
Yeah. NWA reminds me when I was a kid. And we used to get up and watch like Saturday morning wrestling in Memphis. That's what NWA reminds me of. And that's what honestly, that's what they're going for. That's what they're going for, that old school, like, wrestling feel, which is fine. But say y'all play Warzone. Sometimes. You know what? That's another thing I forgot about. I forgot that they had a whole. Dude, someone just brought Witcher season 2. I need to go back and rewatch season 1. Shit. Y'all see the Versus COD Vanguard event? No, I did not see that. Not at all.
I heard about it. I thought it was going to be an actual versus, and then I got excited, and then I saw it was just Call of Duty, and
Yeah, it's more Call of Duty.
Lost interest.
Is the VHS game related to that VHS horror movie series? No, it's
No.
not at all.
That'd be a fucked up game, man.
Dude, that would be a way fucked up game. Though I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the road there was some crosstalk. But no,
God.
VHS is it's a separate series.
Oh man,
I did watch VHS 94 the other day. That movie is something. That's all I will say.
Is that the newer one?
That's the one that just came out on Shudder.
Okay.
It is interesting.
Anytime I think about VHS, I remember that one with the fucking Bahamut monster.
Yeah.
When he called the dude daddy at the end. Oh my god.
That was from VHS too.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, the first VHS and the second VHS I think are great movies. The third one, VHS Viral, is a thing that has happened. VHS 94 is also a thing that has happened, and I have seen it, and I will probably never watch it again.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's everything. That's everything. I think that's it for us. I think we're gonna get out of here. Carter, what you got going on this week?
I think I'm going to try and play some more Lost Ark. Have you looked into that at all?
No, I have not.
So if you go watch some streams, they're actually giving out codes for it. It's in closed beta right now from the 4th to the 11th. It's an MMO, but it's a Diablo style MMO. It was a game that came out. It was a game that came out in 2018 in Japan, and then people saw it here and went nuts. And they wanted it here, so Amazon is actually bringing it here.
Dude, they can't even get New World off the ground good.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Did you see how many players they just lost? They lost over 500,000
I saw it was an
players.
obscene number. Okay,
it was over 500,000.
Okay, I didn't believe it when I saw it because I'm like, that sounds outrageous.
Yeah, no, they need to quit. No, I don't know. I can't fuck with MMOs. I just can't. I don't know. There's not.
It's the gameplay that you should check out before you.
I'll take a look at it. It ain't no Elden Ring though.
Dark Souls 4.
Yay. I'm gonna play the fuck out of it. I don't give a fuck. I want to kill some nasty ass fucking meat monsters.
That motherfucker with the hands looks so nasty, bro.
Ooh, I can't wait. We got this. We got a super chat from Gabriel Knight with the, oh man, I almost didn't get to do it, man. Look at him coming in clutch. 1999. Super chat. Gabriel the Dark Knight coming through. Says, sorry for the late super chat. Great show. I watched Eternals and loved it. Always showing support for Blerd and Carter. We appreciate you. Thank you. I will say, if you guys want to give some love, the minerals. Wait, you have the minerals to play that God of Cafe music with the stale donuts on the counter music for not getting them likes up. You know what? I'm gonna let y'all slide this week because you know what? I'm trying to be Christian. I'm trying to be Christian this week. But I will say the rest of this weekend I am going to be helping out Nerd 901 with their Extra Life stream because Extra Life is this month. And I'm actually going to be heading over there in just a wee bit. Probably going to take a little bit of a break for myself personally. But right now they are playing Back for Blood, I believe. Yeah, they're playing Back for Blood right now. So I might jump in on that here just a little bit. Hell, I might jump on that right now. But if you want to go over there and help support, we're raising money. I believe this time we're going to be raising for, I believe it's Lebanon Children's Hospital. And I don't know where we're at right now currently. I think
they are currently at $380.
Okay, yeah, they're currently $380 of their $5,000 goal. So yes, I'm gonna be over there doing that. We're gonna be playing tons of games. We're gonna be playing. I know Back for Blood is gonna be the soup du jour probably more often than not. We're gonna be playing some Fortnite. We're gonna be playing. I'm gonna try and get them to play Phasmophobia. Which I believe is on the list of things to do. There are tons of other things that are probably going to be happening. We're mostly going to be playing stuff that we can all play together. I know Mario Kart's probably going to come up at some point too, and Mario Party maybe because we love fucking each other over when it comes to stars and coins. So there you go. That's the thing. But if you get a chance, swing by, go check it out. And hopefully I will see you guys over there. You can make them eat some nasty jelly beans. I'm not eating nasty jelly beans because I don't have any. I did it 2 years ago. We'll never do it again. Yeah. That said, we're going to get the fuck out of here. I love you guys. I hope you guys are going to have a great weekend. Stay happy, safe, healthy. Make sure you're please unclenching your jaw. Remember to unclench your jaw. Make sure to drink your water. Make sure that you're also taking your medication if you have any. Make sure you're wearing your mask when you go out in public, people, please. This world is dangerous. This COVID shit ain't done yet. Make sure you're being happy, safe, healthy, having a wonderful, safe weekend. We will see you guys next time. I love you all to the highest level of highestivity. We're out of here. Peace.